Hey!
Hey!
Live, I believe. Welcome to episode 24? 24. Wowie zowie. Of Legends of Avantris. We are a couple nerds embarrassing ourselves for your entertainment. We are a group of friends that have been playing this 5th edition game of campaign of Dungeons & Dragons for almost 2.5 years now. I guess in June it'll be 2.5 years. And we do it's in the homebrew world of Avantris, as are many of the campaigns on this channel. And what are the ground rules here? What are the ground? We do a lot of rules as written, mostly rules as written, but there's some homebrew rules as fun, rules as intended. This is a mature stream, so be warned, you may get offended if you're on Facebook. Don't report us. Thank you. And we are doing a giveaway. Can we get the camera clean on some of these fun dice bags? So when we hit 200 followers, we are going to work with one of our followers to do an awesome custom dice bag. There's just 2 options, kind of similar to what we have. We will work with you to choose the exterior, the interior, what patch you want. We have a lot of HP stuff. We have D&D stuff, class symbols, logos, and the like. And so really fun stuff. And then as soon as we get 200, we're actually going to do an even bigger giveaway. So you want to tell your friends.
300.
Oh, 300.
Yeah. So yeah, just follow us on Twitch, and once we hit 200, we'll randomly select somebody of all of our followers.
Yes. So tell your
If
friends.
you ask really nicely, I'll even put my face on the bag for you.
Oh, he would love to.
Yeah. Hashtag Van Dreaming.
But you have to ask really nicely.
Hashtag skin of the Vandris.
Yes, very true. So with that, I think we'll go around and introduce the party. I think those are all the announcements. First up, we have Richie playing Rodic Stoneheart, a mountain dwarf fighter. We then have Scoats playing Ganji Stormscale. He is a Bronze Dragon-born cleric. We then have Nikki playing Sylvie Flickerwicket, a forest gnome warlock. We then have Kelsey playing Annulin Mossgrove, a wood elf ranger. Finally, we have Andy playing Vandus Truestrike, a high elf rogue. And I am Mikey, the Ironing Board DM. I roll dice and write fan fiction, and I literally DM on an ironing board. That's why that's the thing. And
we cleverly edited out of the shop.
Yes, that's good. It's all about staging, ladies and gentlemen. Staging, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that, I think that we can get into what happened last time, which is last episode, which I think we may be titling More Than One Way to Kill a Pig. Because that basically summed up the whole session.
Dude, that got dark.
That got dark. The party...
Yeah, that upset me deeply.
Also, nearly one way to kill a dwarf.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh,
that's true.
That was close.
So the party got to the second tier of King Crumb's fortress, and upon arriving, they discovered 3 rooms and then a door outside. One of the rooms had a bunch of crocodile things. Another room had a spooky electric lockjaw in there, and then the other one had a big ol' acid beetle and some poisoner guys. And they were basically the air elemental that the electric guy summoned was immediately banished, and then the electric guy himself was polymorphed into a pig immediately. They spent like an hour trying to figure out how to kill the guy. They eventually threw him off the tower, and he died horribly. Then what happened? Oh, Vandris did a little bit of invisible sneakaroo to steal a golden shiny plate thing from the bottom of this filthy pool that was in one of the rooms, and then they realized that it was a plate that had an E on it, and they discovered that there was also piping in these acidic pools in the other room, going who knows where, and they then realized that the only way out was the single door going out to a balcony that seemed to be a former or a giant vulture's roost, where most of the vultures seemed to have been gone. King Krem, while they were resting, had basically commanded most of his troops to either get to Gullhaven or to search in the briar patches and the thorny brambles around the peak of this volcano that they're on, and which is probably, and then obviously the chaos that they had left in Gangplanks, inciting the rebellion and the like. and also having that brilliant idea to poison Zaki, the monstrous two-headed vulture, caused a lot of strife that King Krem was trying to get under control. They after shoving, after Amulin did a quick kick and shoved the flight master off of the cliff.
Oh, there's a flight master?
And
Aw, poor guy.
to his death, the party made their way to the single tower that seemed to go up to the third tier of this fortress. Everyone else decided to fly over, except for Rodek, who decided to take the rickety wooden rope bridge.
It's worth a shot.
He crashed through, and through some technical difficulties, he rolled like 3 natural ones in a row. Almost
Yeah,
fell if
dude.
it wasn't for Ganji's quick thinking, who flew over and basically gave him a hand and flew him over to the this tower. They once inside, they closed the door, and once the door shut behind them, all of a sudden, 3 large flowing streams of a goopy green acidic type ooze started gushing into the room. And I think we're ready to start the scene here. So, you are all standing in this tower. There are 3 streams of ooze ahead of you. You can see here on this map, let's just do a little bit of business. I didn't do the rope bridge right, but you get the idea. You can do that. So, there is a platform in front of you. The three streams of ooze are pouring into this basin that seems to be filling up as it pours in, and it is very dark. You can't even see the top of this tower. It seems to be very tall. And with that, what are you guys gonna do?
Oh yeah, so I forgot to tell you guys, I ruined my best armor, you know, the stuff that was like studded and really pretty, because I jumped into a pool of acid, and there were pipes in it, and I probably should have mentioned that sooner. But, well, here we are.
Wait, the same thing that's coming down right now.
Oh, it's all green to me, so probably.
As you do that, Ratley's pulling on the lever. Ow, I don't want to get dissolved in acid. Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
Is it working?
No. No, it's futilely. The lever is not budging at all as the basin is rising higher and higher. Once again, you see 6 chains in front of you, and there seem to be 3 ropes dangling in between these chains, directly in between you and the chains.
How quickly is the room filling?
It's filling pretty quickly. I'm going to give you...
And what was
I can't remember if we asked this last time, but can we see how, like, what is at the top of the chains and the ropes?
It basically fades off into darkness. You guys all have like dark vision, like 60 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it goes far up past where you can see. It just looks like darkness for as far as you can see.
And there doesn't appear to be any kind of door or any way out.
From what you can tell, all these chains and ropes just disappear into the darkness above.
Alright, I'm gonna go over and tug on one of the chains to see if it'll like support weight.
Which one of those chains?
Shit.
Or-
It's probably whichever one is closest. Because
Okay.
my idea is to climb the chain, so I'm not gonna be that picky. But
Okay.
I'm not gonna like tug on it like super hard. I'm gonna like test it.
Okay, so I'm going to do a real quick thing here.
Probably this guy.
Probably that guy right there. You notice that Ganji gives a strong tug at the chain, and it seems to give way, and you hear, and then all of a sudden you hear, and then the ooze pattern starts to change as the stream that was behind that chain. Jesus Christ, I shouldn't have put that over there. Could you flip the green? Here, I gotta figure out. I gotta figure out a way to do this.
Oh, is this one of those things where we have to turn them all off?
And
How are we going to show them this on both of them?
It's a
no,
puzzle.
we don't need that one.
Oh.
Here, can you move the?
Oh, yeah.
So it's
And
one.
now there are 4.
Okay.
Suddenly
I
4 streams.
I pull on the one on the end.
So hold on. as you do this, I'm going to need everyone to roll for initiative.
Fuck. Are you serious?
As 4 streams of ooze now start flooding into the room.
Thanks, Genji.
We were gonna pull one of them at some point.
You picked the wrong one!
They were all going to do that.
Oh, I rolled.
Where can you describe like where the streams are coming? Like, what are they coming out of again?
So they just seem to be coming out of the ceiling. You cannot see where they're coming from.
Okay.
Okay. So. And with that, I'm going to reveal.
The y'all are fucked. The dick's on the map.
The dicks on the map. So, you can see about there.
Well, this is gonna be difficult. Maybe we should put the camera like literally right in front of Scoats and angle it down.
So, this
I don't
is.
think we need to see.
You don't need to see this. So, these are all the chains. The blue, and then the red are the 3 ropes.
Oh, I thought we were gonna have a swimming competition.
So, yeah, basically.
Or the do.
So, as soon as Ganji does this, you notice that as the ooze is filling up, it's made it to this level. And it is rising quickly as 4 streams of acidic ooze are pouring into the basin at a quicker rate. 4 obviously more than 3.
So which one did Ganji pull to make that happen?
This one.
So, and the chain
Okay.
moved, correct? Like,
Correct.
he pulled it down, he wasn't
Yeah,
able to climb
it was a lever. It's one of those things where you pull the thing and it flips that and the things next to it, so you have to figure it out so that you flip all of them off.
Okay.
Which-
So,
I want
Do
to
it.
jump up and
Do
grab
it.
a rope.
okay, I need everyone to roll for initiative real quick. So,
did.
20 to 25.
23.
21.
16. Oh, you didn't ask.
Ganji, just Ganji, Sylvie. Sylvie.
15.
The monsters won. Big bad.
Monsters 1. Vanish, you got a 16. You got a 15.
Yeah.
Ganji got a 10.
10.
That's Ratley.
Pull
And
the one on the end.
And so Ratley just says, "I'm getting out of here. We gotta climb the ropes," and he just starts booking it, or at least running towards the ropes. Okay, Rodek, you're up.
How far apart are the ropes and the chains?
So basically, if you get the gist here, you can, if you climb up the rope in between each of those, you'll be able to pull the 2 that the ropes are in between.
Okay.
You see that?
So we're like here. I'm like right here.
So we're on the black line.
Yeah.
You're on the black line. Yep.
So I
We're
can.
not prone, we're
could I
standing
pull
on the
2
line.
Yeah, this is
Can I grab
This is
2?
vertical.
side.
Still looks like a pool.
Can I grab 2 at one time, like a rope and a chain?
Sure. Go ahead and try.
I mean,
Okay.
one of them, the chains are levers, so
So which one did you pull?
I pulled this one. So you should pull. If you're gonna pull a chain, pull this one because that should disable 2 of the things without turning any more on.
If we know how. Yeah, I guess. I don't know if I would think that far ahead. I'm just gonna honestly roll for it. What is it? A D5?
Yeah.
I mean, I did in character say pull the one on the end.
10. So it is the 4th one. So I'm gonna pull the 4th chain,
Okay.
this one, and grab onto the rope at the same time.
Well, that's not the worst.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That one.
Yeah.
This one. All of a sudden, the ooze that's in front of that chain closes. The one next to it closes, but the one on the end opens up. As there are once again 3 streams of ooze.
Pull the leftmost one.
And as you realize now, the ooze has risen to your level now. And so, Rodek, I'm going to need you to...
Can I?
Is there a green marker? Oh, here it is.
I can keep up to it.
Yeah.
Seeing that, can I also use my movement to try to just climb up the rope?
Yeah. Can you... Because you're in heavy armor, right?
Yes.
I'm going to need you to make an athletics check.
Shit, even though I'm real strong.
Yep.
Yep.
22.
22. You get up half of your movement.
Oh, great. Okay, which is what?
15. You
Well-
manage to...
This round.
So as you pull the chain, you feel it give way, and you hear the... as the streams readjust. And there are now 3 streams. Okay,
Who's
and
next?
you're up.
advice because I can't actually see most of what's
Can we
going on.
put these like here for
Yeah.
now?
Yeah. You don't. Yeah, you can.
And then like angle it down that
Yeah.
way. Then we can put the camera right here and angle it down so she can see what's going on.
There we go. Sideways.
So, Rhoda, which chain did you just pull?
I pulled the fourth
The one that you're
one.
on?
Which turned these two that were on off, and this one that was off on.
So if I pull the chain all the way to the left, that
Yes.
should turn it off, right?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to, like, jump onto that chain and pull it, but also stay on it so I'm out of the acid.
So on the one to the left,
This one right here.
you
All the way to the left, yeah.
you pull the chain and it closes. It closes both of these.
See, it's all part of the plan.
It's all part of the master plan.
As you grab and you pull the chain and you notice that it shuts both of those, there's one more stream going to the far right as it fills up. And as as Angelin finally pulls the acid, are you going to move? Or did you already
She
climb?
said she wants
Oh.
to climb onto this.
Okay, you just go half your movement because you're not wearing heavy armor, so you can just climb up. As you're kind of trying to figure out the mechanics to all these changes, figured out the way this is working relatively quickly. Make a perception check for me, D'Andre.
It's gonna be 16.
16. And unfortunately, you aren't able to realize as a shape emerges from the surface of this acidic ooze and lunges at you. Let me get my. I realize I want to have my choke on this.
That's no good.
Where is my. There it is. This is
Oh my
now
holy
here.
lord, that is a large slime.
I know that picture.
I wonder what that's from.
Is my weapon unequipped?
It destroyed.
That's a great card.
And it
I
is.
get the reference.
I hate that card.
And it is going to lunge at you. Actually, no, it's advantaged because it's unseen. And despite not seeing it, you see a flash of green in the very corner of your eye at the last second, Ganji, and you manage to dodge out of the way. Is this large amorphous form of green slime is hovering and peeking out of the rising level of acidic. I don't think it gets more than one attack. Nope. Okay. With that, it's Vander's turn.
I don't think I'm on the board.
Oh.
Oh.
Just whatever.
You are now. You're on the ground.
I want to just, I have literally no idea. I want to start climbing, right? I want to get away from all this shit. Is there any rope that isn't being climbed on currently? It looks like the one next to Ganji.
Yeah, the middle one.
So normally I can use a bonus action to dash. How does that affect climbing?
I would say if you want to use your bonus action to dash, you could basically use your full movement to climb up, to go 30 feet.
Yeah, I don't want to fight. I'd like to just climb.
Okay, so you grab onto one of the ropes. Which one?
The middle one where
Okay.
Ganji is, and I climb as fast as I possibly can.
So you see the ooze emerge and attack Ganji, and you just nope right the fuck out of there, climbing up the rope.
How far?
30 feet.
30. Man, he's getting
Oh,
to.
she could do full her movement then, so she would be at 35. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
I are dumb.
Did she pull a chain?
Yeah.
She did.
Oh, so she would be half her movement.
Oh.
Because Annie's using his bonus action to dash.
Oh, gosh.
So it's action to pull.
So that's why she's
yeah,
there.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. With that, it is.
I don't still have fly, do I?
No, it's only 10 minutes. Well, I mean, I guess I don't know how long it took you to do that.
Yeah, how long has it been since...
I would say fly is probably worn off at this point.
Okay.
It's basically kind of all you guys saving Rodek and all that shit. That was quite a fiasco. With that, it is whose turn was it? Vanna, Sylvie.
I'm just gonna mount the broom and fly up into the air.
Okay. How high can that go?
60 feet.
60 feet. Okay.
Any particular place up here?
Just along this edge so I can kind of watch what's going on.
So, Sylvie, you use your action to pull the broom off of your back, and you just once again nope the fuck out of there and fly up into the air. Make a perception check for me.
I think it's 2. Yeah.
A 2. It's really dark at the top of the cavern. It's kind of hard to see, but you see the single stream of acid coming down. With that, it is Ratley's turn. Ratley is just going to use his action to
Where's
just.
Ratley?
He's over
Right
here.
here.
He's there. He is going to grab the rope that isn't being climbed right now, and he's just going to use his movement to get up.
All
right next
three
to
of them are
Vangus.
climbed.
Oh.
Well, no, she's on a chain.
He's
though.
gonna fall.
Oh.
He's gonna fall after
No,
Vangus.
she's a rope, right?
No, she pulled
No,
the
you're right,
chain
she
and
did.
then climbed the
She
chain.
did say climb the
Okay,
chain.
so should he be on the rope
So
that's not been
there's
climbed?
this rope
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
not.
that's fine.
Okay. So he's going all the way up.
Well, half his movement or his full movement?
It's full movement. He's using his action. Oh, I'm getting out of here. Oh, jeez, I don't want to get involved in zone and acid. His eyes had turned widened with an extreme amount of fear as he saw the sludge emerge.
Do we see any more of the map with me being
Oh
here?
yeah. You just see more chain here.
Should I
Here it
move
is.
it or?
Yeah.
I don't want to mess anything up.
I'm just gonna give you there.
Okay. That's probably what I can see anyway.
Cool.
No,
Okay.
it's good.
Okay.
Just you.
Ratley's turn is over. Ganji, you're up.
Okay. I am going to. Maybe this is a double question. Who's lighter between these two guys? Would you think?
Make an intelligence check.
Well, that's not great. That's a 4.
It'd be hard to tell. It's kind of tough.
Okay.
Vangus is very slight.
Yeah. He's not. Ratley doesn't wear armor or anything, does he?
He wears like a leather armor, like a hide armor.
Okay. I'm gonna guess Avantris's because he's super dexterous and can fly anyway with his cloak or whatever. So
Probably not anymore.
I'm going to climb up.
Make an athletics check for me because you're wearing heavy armor too, right?
It's 20.
20. Okay, you climb. Are you gonna dash? You're pulling chains.
I'm going to dash,
Okay.
I think. And so, but I can't go up all the way, so I'll just go right below Avantris.
Okay. With that, it's Rodek's turn.
Seeing this, I am going to. Oh god, I'm gonna pull this chain here.
Okay.
That's
roll.
right.
If you pour acid on any of us, Rodek, I'm gonna lose my
That's
mind.
not.
So the chains are in front of the acid. They're not covering. They're past the chains.
Alright,
No,
I,
what?
I believe the
This is
DM,
not
I
the chain.
suppose.
I mean,
Rodek
I
will find a way.
I can't say, but that's not. I don't think that's the chain you need to pull.
It's Rodek's
Rodek,
choice,
come
ultimately.
on.
Yeah, no, it is. Do you think?
Yeah, I just pull this chain, seeing that it's coming here, and
Okay.
I'll just pull it, and then I'm gonna move half my movement.
You notice that the stream of acid in front of you closes, but another one opens directly next to it. And with that, the acid level rises 10 more feet. Could you... There you go.
This doesn't look good, guys.
It doesn't look good.
Okay, Annulin, you're up.
Okay, can you show me the witch acid? Just a glimpse of the acid stuff.
Oh. Annulin, because you are climbing on the chain, all of a sudden you notice that you feel the weight of your body tugging down on the chain as the other mechanisms have
Reset.
finally reset, and as these two that you're on open up.
Get off the chain!
Thanks for the follow, Fraley.
Thanks,
Thank
Fraley.
you.
Thanks, Fraley.
Thanks for stopping by.
As these are on, but it did not require an action for you to pull that. So just the weight of you hanging on to the chain as the mechanisms have reset have pulled down, all of a sudden 2 more pillars of ooze are sliding into the room.
Okay, I want to jump to the next chain over and then climb up.
Okay?
So, does the expected thing happen?
So as you leave the chain, you notice it reset and it. Oh, actually, make an acrobatics check for me. I need to see if you grab this.
I hope she misses and falls in the acid.
Thanks, Vandy.
TPK. TPK.
I got an 11.
11. You go to reach the chain, and you manage to grab on. Your hand slips a little bit, and you slide down about 5 feet as you're on the chain. And as that happens, you notice that the mechanism has reset, and it changes yet again.
Can I?
Yeah. You
Scots
got
has got this.
the yeah. Okay. Scots.
I know the puzzle.
Okay. I figure you've played enough games to.
Yeah.
I say this is classic Zelda.
Yeah. Classic in a lot of games,
I'm
honestly.
climbing with my movement too before my turn.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's just up 15?
Up 15.
It's just up here.
And with that, so after you slip down a little bit, you see this horrific ooze monster. Doesn't really have a face or eyes, but you can tell that if it did have a head or any sensory organs of any kind, it is directly facing all of you guys. And with that, it's the ooze's turn. And as you see this amorphous blob leave the surface of the acid that starts to fill up, you look down and you see that the rope is just instantly burning and dissolving away the second that any acid touches it. And you notice, however, that the ooze creature leaves the pool and starts to slither up, connected between 2 chains that seem to be unaffected by this acid. Almost like like a bit of spider web between 2 spans. It's just this sickly, gross ooze heading directly, chasing after Ganji.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
He likes Ganji.
I guess so.
He wants to eat that shiny shield.
And and it makes a lunge as its body heaves towards you, but due to the instability of the chains, with Annuin grabbing on, you see it's almost going to make its hit, and Annuin grabbing on and pulling it and swinging it off, throws it off its course, and you manage to dodge out of the way as it is directly beneath you. Avantris, you're up.
I shout to the gang, if my cloak from Dobro gets ruined, he'll never forgive me. And I continue to dash up the rope as fast as I possibly can.
Okay. You shout that to the group, and you are sprinting.
You coward!
With that, it's Sylvie's turn.
I'm going to continue to fly upwards by 60 feet.
Okay. So, you don't even need to make a perception check for this. So as you fly upwards, very, very dark, you see the very top of this tower. You see 6 strange metal pipes pumping out. Whoops, actually right here.
Hey Z, how's it going?
Hey Z!
Thanks for stopping by.
You see
Thank you, Fraley.
the metal pipes pouring out the current two streams, and you almost run into the platform that is directly ahead of you, and you manage to stop just in time. And you notice that there's you can reach the platform, and you bring your broom up around, and you see a stone platform and a heavy stone door that doesn't seem to have any kind of the similar keyhole or locking mechanism on this side of the door like the others did, although it does seem to be that same heavy stone door that you came in on at the bottom of the tower.
Real quick, for those joining, this is actually vertical, and this is rising acid in a tower, and we're
Oh, yeah.
climbing chains and ropes with ooze monsters chasing us, and there's a puzzle trying to pull chains to stop the acid flow up there. So, just so you guys have the context.
Are you gonna attack anything or?
No.
Okay. Ratley is just going to with Annulin to his right. He's going to take the free rope, the free space, and he's just going to say, "Oh, can one of you kill that thing?" And he's just going to start climbing and climbing. Can you move
Okay,
him
wait.
30 feet up, please? Okay, Ganji, your turn.
I have an idea.
Who's here? Alright.
So I'm going to move up as much as I
Attack
can.
opportunity,
Yeah, that's fine.
and it's going to miss. You
Good.
managed to it
Okay.
barely misses your foot.
And then I'm going to pull on this lever,
Okay.
which is suppose this guy. Shit, I can't even get these goddamn things up. And then I'm going to shout, Rodek, pull the one on your left and then the one on your right. And Anya, get off the freaking chains.
Okay. With that, it's Rodek's turn.
How many can I pull on a turn?
Just one.
Okay,
It
while,
requires a good amount of strength to yank down.
so while I'm climbing, I hear Ganji say that, I'm going to pull down on this guy here.
Okay.
That's not the right one.
Is it?
You said pull the one on,
On
your
my right.
Left,
and then
the one on your right. Left, then right.
Okay, 6 seconds.
Okay. Well, I pulled the one on the right, because that's what I said.
Okay.
That's exactly
Rodek, you
Oh,
Go backward, right?
no, that works
Yes!
too. That
Yes!
works too. It just makes it so that there's more flowing for longer.
So,
Chaos and
'Cause
misery.
now you can just pull this one. You just
Okay, yeah.
pull the left one then.
so there's suddenly 3 streams of
I think
acid,
I get
acidic
this.
ooze as it's pouring as you guys are desperately climbing the ooze monster, and after that, the ooze goes up 10 feet. It catches up to the ooze monster. Yep.
Oh, I see.
You notice that at this whole time, the
Can you fix the camera so that they can see what's going on with the uses?
My other left.
Probably have to like move it backwards, I think.
yeah,
Like this?
figure that out. Annulin.
No, not you're angling it. so
Once
you
again,
move
you're
it
hanging
backwards.
onto the rope, and after kind of pulling it, you feel it reset. And after Rodek does all the shenanigans, once again, your weight pulls it down, and you are in the middle chain. So all 6
Oh, shit.
all
Holy
6
crap.
oozes are
Oh, shit!
pouring out now as
I shout to Rodek, it's not cowardly if you keep fucking it up.
I'm trying!
Oh, I need both of you guys to make athletics check for the climbing that you did.
Oh.
2? Because I moved twice now without making checks.
Yeah.
Not to... Okay.
That's a 6.
Teacher, you didn't assign the homework.
Just making sure. So a 17.
Okay.
A 24.
24. Okay, so you managed to go at your normal pace.
I
two for
got
you.
6.
6, and or do you only move
I
once?
only did.
Okay, 6. So could you just go down half of your movement? And
So I didn't move at all.
So
total?
oh, just half of what you moved.
Okay. So I'm like right there.
Yeah. You move half of what you move. You feel like your armor is starting to weigh you down a little bit.
We're
And
lagging apparently.
Annulin,
oh,
get on the leftmost rope and pull the chain you were just on.
I'm going to do that. and
And pull this
okay.
chain.
right.
Yes, I'm pulling the chain to my right hand side.
Okay.
Okay.
So you manage to use your full action to pull, and once again, 3 of the ooze columns disappear as they close up. Sylvie, you're seeing all of the pipes doing all this action here.
And I'm gonna climb up the rope or whatever movement I have.
Okay. Okay, and then it is the ooze's turn. Once again, it is going to use this movement to actually go in between Rodek and Ganji. So kind of like right up there. Yeah, it's going to then kind of swing to the side, not forgetting its current mark. And it is going to horribly miss.
Yeah.
With that, it is Avantris' turn.
I'll give you one guess. This is what I'm going to keep doing.
Use your action to dash. Okay. You are just keep climbing.
How far is it to get? I'm assuming I can. Eventually, I'm like jump from rope to rope to get to that stone platform.
Yep. Probably the next turn. Okay. You are climbing, Sylvie.
I'm just gonna hang out here under the platform. Or am I able to get on the platform with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out by the door and look at it.
Okay.
I want to investigate the door.
Make it-
I want to use my wand of magic detection to see if there's any magic.
Sure.
And then like inspect it without actually touching it.
Everyone's screaming down below, and you pull out your wand
I'm
as
like-
you land.
I'm like singing to myself or like drumming on the walls and stuff, hearing the sounds of the pipes going on and off.
Okay. You pull out your magic wand, and it glows with evocation magic. We'll
Ooh,
say.
evocation magic. That's powerful stuff. Let me look at you, door. I'll find out your secrets.
And she pretends to adjust
Make your
glasses
investigation check
that
for
don't
that.
exist on her face. She will find nothing. She will find nothing
Just
at
throw out
all.
all of your
It's a
dice.
door.
It's
It is a door. It's a
door.
solid stone door.
I will figure you out.
Okay. With that, and is Annulin's on a rope now? Okay, good to know. Ratley is just going to say, "Oh, don't leave me behind! Don't leave me behind!" And he's just going to move his full movement 30 feet up. Okay. Ganji.
I'm going to dodge action
Okay.
and move up the rope. Or
Okay.
try to.
You turn your shoulder to him. And you're trying to dodge the best you can. You see it make a lunge at you, but you effortlessly dodge out of the way. You were prepared for this.
It's 22.
22. You get the movement on that. Okay, Rodek, you're up.
Rodek, just pull the one on your left and it's over.
I do one of these. I'm trying to figure out, and then I reach and I pull the one on my left.
Which is this one,
That
so
one.
they're all done.
Okay, you pull the final lever, and you hear and all of the acidic ooze falls down into the tower below. And Sylvie, right in front of you, you hear a and all of a sudden, what appears to come out of the wall is a metal handle that seems to be connected to this door, and you hear a loud.
I knew I'd figure you out, door.
But this ooze monster seems to pay no heed as it is coming after you. Rhoda.
Does it look like I could attack it?
I mean, you have your you could.
Oh, I already
you
pulled
could-
one. I already used
Oh,
an
you
action.
pulled it. That's your action. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. 1, 2,
Okay.
3.
Attack of opportunity. as
Well, he already used his reaction on me, right?
no, you dodged. It was for flavor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
he can't take an opportunity.
Sorry.
And natural one. It just this guy is not
Kinda
very good at
nice.
hitting any of you guys.
Kinda nice.
And so as this ooze monster doesn't even seem to realize that that you all have done this, that it's chasing after you, and so with that it is Rodek's win, and you notice that the ooze would have gone up another 10 feet, but then stops. As
Okay, so it's up to here,
up
but it's
there.
not going anymore.
It's up there, but once again, there's no ooze pouring into that, and it stops. And Annual, your turn.
I'm going to climb. I'm just gonna climb.
One more.
Okay, You are just climbing, seeing this horrific thing chase after them. It is.
Also, never mind.
Okay. It is going to go once again in between Ganji and Rodek. And is going to attack Ganji again. As it keeps evading.
Yeah, Golfy, you say it. Give us a hootsie.
And without your shield, what's your AC?
19.
19.
It's at disadvantage though, because I'm dodging.
Oh, you're right. Pardon me. And it's still 19 disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so it slams into you, Ganji. You feel the acid seeping into your armor, into your weak spots. You are going to take 8 points of bludgeoning damage and 11, 15, 17 points of acid damage. And you start to feel your armor corroding. Your AC has been dropped by 1.
Shit.
You have
I
non-magical
paid a
armor.
lot for that.
You have non-magical armor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you see that the rope is dissolving Rodek right beneath you.
I don't want to touch this thing.
Certainly not with a metal weapon.
Is it my turn?
No, Anduin went. It was his turn.
Oh.
Thanos, you're up.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is climb up 10 feet,
Okay.
jump to the next rope, and then step on the platform so I can talk to Sylvie.
Okay. You make an acrobatics check for me.
Let's see here. I got 20.
20. You almost effortlessly swing off of the ropes, grab the next rope, and land effortlessly next to Sylvie with a flourish.
Alright, I turn to her and I say, what do we got?
It's called a door, Avantris. It's used to get from room to room. I figured it out all
Why
by
haven't you
myself.
gone through the door then?
Well, I just figured out how it works.
I stare in disbelief as my turn passes.
Okay, Sylvie, you're up.
Well, Avantris, why don't you check it for traps? I am going to walk. I'm going to walk to the edge, so I'm going to
Okay.
switch places with him.
Okay. You shove him back onto the door.
By the way, it had evocation magic on it, and can I tell if it still does?
Yeah, your wand is still glowing blue.
So it still has evocation magic on it, so might be a trap, so maybe do something about that. Rodek! I would ask if you want to ride, but I know you like rickety bridges. You know you have a rod that is immovable, so maybe you should use that and a rope and cut that thing you're on so that that stupid slime drops back down into the slime, dum-dum. Do you need help with the door? And then I turn back to Avantris.
Okay. You shout that, and you turn back to Mandris.
It's on the chains.
Ratley is going to.
Oh, it's climbing the chain.
It's climbing the
Yeah.
chains.
Oh, I thought it was climbing the rope.
Ratley is going to
Still calling
attempt
you a dum-dum.
to
Oh, I mean,
use his
that's fine.
action
That's
to make
fair.
an acrobatics check,
Oh god.
and he is going to swing off. It looks like he turns orange a little bit as he grabs the rope, and he is going to just use half of his movement to go up 15. So he's at face level. I would never one of those doors, and I'm so scared I forgot the thing. And that's his turn. Ganji, you're up.
Oh, it's one of those doors.
Well, I've had enough of that. So I'm going to take a. Well, actually, I should probably make sure I have this spell. Yeah, I'm gonna use a level 1 slot to cast Sanctuary on myself.
Okay.
Then I'm going to take the dodge action,
Okay.
because Sanctuary is a bonus action. And I'm going to move 15 feet.
Okay. You say a soft period of hum, and you feel kind of a shimmering platinum light.
15 for
encase
the-
you. 15 for the. You managed to just climb up effortlessly. Dodge action cannot take. You managed to dodge any kind of efforts that he has. To.
I forgot that the dodge action. Wait, no, the dodge action doesn't do that, right?
Do what?
Oh, you're right.
He
You're
can,
right.
he can
So-
still attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's getting an attack of opportunity, and
But-
that is going to miss.
Okay.
Okay, so that is his reaction. But I did not attempt to attack you that last one.
Yeah, no.
I didn't realize.
I gotcha.
And Sanctuary, he's disadvantage anyway, right?
No, Sanctuary, he has to make a whiz save to attack me at all.
Okay, well,
So
he failed regardless.
it's stacked.
Yeah, he fails. He fails
So-
regardless.
Fucking leave my plate armor alone, you asshole.
As you're managing to escape, you're kind of trying to wipe off some of the acid
Yeah,
that's
I am.
corroding your relatively new plate armor. And with that, it is Rodek's turn.
God. How can I see that Ganji's armor's all like starting to corrode a little
Yeah,
bit?
make a perception check for me, actually.
22.
It'd be pretty obvious.
All right. Well, doing that, I'm going to, I guess, take the dodge action and slowly continue to climb.
Okay. Make an athletics check for me.
It's not good.
He's good at athletics, though.
12.
12. You are trying to climb and you slip a little bit, but you can only make it about half of your movement.
Half of my movement, or what?
Yes. Yes.
Wrecked.
Okay.
A shit on dwarf.
And then this would have been about the time where the acid once again would have risen, and you see that it actually has gone down a couple inches.
Oh, we good, fam.
And with that, is this perfect monster still chasing you?
Somebody help us!
Please!
I can't use my weapon!
And you're
I
up.
don't have that much armor left.
Daniel, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to jump to the next rope over.
Okay, acrobatics check for me.
Always forgetting about us.
Hey, I offered you a ride on the broom. You're the one that tried to fall to your death on the road.
23.
23, you just grab on with no problem at all as you leap from your rope.
Okay, and then I'm going to touch my head and use my circlet of blasting.
Okay. You touch the little gemmed circlet, and 3 arcs fire out. And roll all of those, please.
Is there some like Sailor Moon reference I can make when I use that?
You could.
I'm gonna research that.
You got it next time.
Okay. So attack bonus of +5. Okay. So all 3 arcs are going to it. That is 2 22s to hit
Okay.
and 1 15 to hit.
All 3 hit. Roll damage.
A dance.
Do a little dance.
So are we lagging, by the way?
A little bit here and there. Badger said it wasn't unwatchable.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
It's like stutters here and
That
there.
is 15 damage.
15 damage total.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Okay.
sucked.
Okay, you do see as you touch your crown, there's a flash of flame as 3 arcs of fire slam into it with sparks as it hits. It seems to displace the acid as its bits are flying off in every direction, doing 15 points of damage.
And then can I make a second jump and move, or do jumps take my movement?
I would say that would have been your movement because you also did the thing.
Okay, so I can't climb.
Yeah. I would say like you could either use your action to climb, to like jump, etc.
Right, though. That's what I'm worried about.
Okay. With that, he slides up in between you guys again, and it is going for Rodek after it was the last one and managed to escape.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantaged. And it looks like it's gonna hit, and you're looking down horrified. You see a little bit of your beard catch a glob of the acid, and it singes away
One point of-
as you
one point of
narrowly
acid.
dodge this horrific
This cost a lot of gold.
with that, it is Avantris' turn.
Okay, so knowing that Sylvie told me that it is some sort of powerful explosive magic. I don't have the ability to disarm that, right? I would know that I can't do anything magical.
Make an intelligence check for me. It looks like a door. You're just, I don't know what to do.
I turn to Sylvie and I say, there's nothing I can do about this. It's like you said, it's magic. It appears to be non-mechanical. I can't touch that. I'll blow us to smithereens.
I want your arm.
We have to dispel it or something. I don't want to go out like this. If we die to Orpheus, then you can have my arm. But we have to at least make it to Orpheus. I can't die like this.
If we die to him, I'll be too dead to have your arm.
Fine, if I die to Orpheus, but I have to at least make it to Orpheus. We can't die here.
And your turn ends, and it's Sylvie's turn. Who, I guess, continue the conversation.
Well, that's just weird to say. I don't think he'd give me your arm. He's gonna take him, and he's probably gonna do weird things to him, because that's what he does. Anyway, this is boring. I'm gonna look at the boys, and I'm gonna peer down over, and I'm gonna watch them fighting with the ooze monster. That's my turn.
You look down, Ganji's armor is corroding away, this horrific monster is right on their heels.
Would I make the association between this door and this one that it probably works the same way with the guy doing
Make an intelligence check for me.
thing? 15.
Yep, you would.
Ratley! Can you do that weird thing on the door? I think that'll fix it.
And then I want to watch them.
Okay, I'll try. And then, so he is going to make an acrobatics check. And he's going to nat 20 it. And he is going to jump and use his movement to hop down. And he starts examining the door. And so, okay, let me see if I can remember. No, I'm so nervous. I'm forgetting right now. Okay, that's his turn. Ganji, you're up.
Okay. So, I am going to move up without taking the dodge action. So you could attack of opportunity if you want, but you have to pass the whiz save.
Okay, whiz save?
Yeah.
I guess it wouldn't know that it has a whiz save, right?
It wouldn't.
Okay.
It gets to redirect the attack if it fails the whiz save, but I don't think that counts.
Okay,
as an attack
whiz save.
opportunity.
It is going to get a 17.
That passes, actually.
Okay, so it is going to make its attack on you.
Well, shit.
And it's going to horribly miss.
Thank God.
And despite your platinum radiant shield, it manages to miss.
Another 15 on the
15,
athletics.
climb up, whatever movement you would normally climb up.
And I'm going to Sacred Flame it.
Okay.
So it makes a dex save.
Okay. You touch your magic seal, and it's going to get a 3.
That's not going to do it. Let me make sure it's 2d8. Pretty sure it is.
This is radiant damage?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure it is. 6 to 8 radiant.
8 radiant damage. Okay. As you manage to narrowly escape, you look back down and say, I saw a period of Bahamut. Once again, that familiar. It's not a pillar of ooze this time. It's a pillar of platinum fire that comes out from the ceiling of this tower and starts to singe away. You see acid dropping back into the receding pool of this tower. 8 damage, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just want to confirm. Okay. With that, it's Rodek's turn.
I would seeing it swing and miss at Ganji, I will use that opportunity to climb as fast as I can. I guess I better.
Athletics check, please.
14.
14. You are trying to climb, but you slip, and you just you're feeling like you're almost strong enough, but this is a slippery rope, and you're very nervous from this monster chasing you. So you're not as athletic as you normally are.
Be more athletic next time.
Rodic and ropes not working out the past couple sessions.
No, it's not.
Okay, Annual, you're up.
It ain't at all.
Okay. I'm just gonna climb and try to just jump over to. Is there any room on the platform? Could I get up there?
There's enough room for everybody. That's just for, it's not the scale.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna climb up and then try to jump over the platform.
Okay. It would take your sprint to get up to where you would need to jump, so that you'd be able to jump the next turn.
Okay.
So you use all of your movement, all of your strength to just climb up this rope as quickly as you can to get in a jumping position for the next turn. Okay, it is our friend the Ooze's turn. He's just going to go up chase right behind you guys, and he is chasing after Rodek now. And that is going to be a 15 to hit.
No.
It lunges at you, and it once again misses. Okay, and that's Vanders' turn.
I want to do something to help Ratley remember.
Okay, what are you going to do?
I think what I should do is roll to see if I can remember, and then if I can remember, show him how it's done.
Make an intelligence check.
Then 11.
11. You try to think, and you can't really remember how it's done.
I curse the heavens and pass my turn.
You shake your fist to the black ceiling, and with that, it is Sylvie's turn.
Still looking down at the boys, I'm gonna.
I have to do everything around here, always.
And I'm gonna look at the ooze and I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery on it, and I'm gonna go, "Hey, ooze boy, you ooze, you lose!" I'm gonna cast it. He has to make a Wiz saving throw, or he takes damage, and he also has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
That would be an 8.
He will fail.
Okay.
So he's going to take some damages, some real high level damages, some 3 damages.
Whoa! How do you do that much damage?
I don't know.
So you
Talent
shoot
gift.
down that sick burn, and despite it being just a swarming mass of acidic ooze, it seemed to have some response, and it's pauses for a moment, and it seems to be a little bit unstable from your Vicious Mockery as it's slithering up in between those 2 chains.
Knew that would get it.
Ratley. Oh, okay, let me try to remember. I'm going to try very hard. Oh, I just can't remember what it is.
Son of a gun.
Damn it.
So screwed.
Okay, with that, it is Gandy's turn.
Alright. So I'm going to move up again. Just my movement.
And I guess he would have tried to attempt it, and just nothing would happen. Oh, I can't do this right. Oh, jeez. Okay.
So it's 17 on the...
Yeah, you climb, so I can make an opportunity attack against you.
Yes, you got it.
At
At
disadvantage.
disadvantage. Because you're
Only the Wiz save first, right?
What?
With save.
With save,
Oh.
natural 1.
Yeah. No.
So it looks at you. It's disadvantaged. It's just totally fucked, and it's still chasing you guys.
But it should still have the Vicious Mockery, though.
It does.
Okay.
Because it says
It's next attack. I didn't actually make the
its
attack.
next attack roll it
So-
makes before the
Yeah,
end
it
of its next
cannot
turn.
attack.
loses the
Correct.
attack.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. Because it's must first make a with saving throw before making the attack.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm probably going to die. I am going to try to get over to the other rope.
Okay.
And first, I'm going to use my action to give myself guidance for it.
Okay. So remember, it takes either your movement or your action to jump.
This is my action. Oh,
Yeah.
but then I can't give myself guidance. Okay, I'm just going to give myself guidance for next turn.
Okay. You see the rope. You know you're not the most agile person. You tap your chest and say a prayer.
Please,
To high heavens.
please, Jesus, Bahamut, Dragon God, let me not die to a fucking acid puzzle.
you feel, you don't hear a voice, but you feel a response that your hand may be guided when you attempt this. Rodek, you're up.
Given that we're almost in the gang, I'm just gonna sprint. Oh, hold on. 20.
Okay, you managed to get your full strength.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Help us!
So it's going to make an attack of opportunity at disadvantage.
And already use its
No,
reaction?
it cannot attack because of the wisdom.
Well, just to attempt it, wouldn't have to use its reaction to do it?
No, before it attacks, right? Because
It does say before the attack.
before the attack.
Okay.
So I was not even allowed to use my reaction.
I shout, about time, Beardy!
But it's at disadvantage,
It
right?
is.
It
at
is.
disadvantage.
And one of the die was a natural 20, but the other one is a 10.
Ooh.
And it misses as it is trying to slither after you.
I'm pretty sure I did just help you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Please
Rodek
stop.
is now finally reached the platform using all of his strength and speed to get up there. It is Annulin's turn.
Okay, I am going to jump over to the platform.
Okay, acrobatics check.
$11.
11. I'll say you are able to go and you barely manage to leap onto this, but because you were so high up, Ratley grabs your arms, you feel yourself slipping. Ratley grabs out, no, I got you, maybe this will help me remember. And he yanks you onto the platform before falling and crashing into Rodek. Okay.
Would I have any play for another action?
I would say that was your movement, so you can use an action.
Okay. Oh, okay. This is stupid, but I'm just gonna do it. So I would like to reach into my rations pack and pull out some milk and pour it on the acid and see if it neutralizes it.
Okay.
Oh, you're spicy.
Milk.
Why don't you just do a straight dex check to see how well you aim the milk?
You aim the milk.
This is the single most improvised attack I've ever seen in my life.
Hashtag aim the milk.
She puts an optical scope on the bottle of milk.
I got a 17.
17. So you root around in your pack and you pull out milk, and I guess the last time you would have gotten this is Gullhaven, so it is curdled to shit. It is completely disgusting. As you fling it, Rodek gets a glob of curdled milk on his face.
Stuck in his beard.
Why does this always happen?
As the rest
The
of
most
the
disgusting thing that has ever happened, and I once wore someone's skin.
as the rest of it pours onto the ooze, you watch it shimmer a little bit and it just gets consumed in the acid, and it seems to have no effect.
Oh well, I had to get rid of that milk anyway.
It was spoiled.
With that,
If someone could help me with this jump or something, I'm just saying it could be helpful.
it is now the monster's turn. It is going to slither up to Ganji. You still have what you call it, right?
Yep.
Okay. It's going to make an attack on you. Disadvantage. Wait, is disadvantage until it's
Not disadvantage, but it has to make a whiz save.
Okay. Whiz save is 12.
Nope.
Okay.
I'll do it.
You can see that it's desperately trying to attack you, but then there's all of a sudden a flash of platinum inside of its body, and it just stops, and it doesn't seem to have any understanding of what's going on. Whose turn is it now? Avantris, you're up.
Boy, I mean, I still don't think I have anything to do to, help.
Just try to catch me when I jump.
He didn't get the door open by any chance, did he, while I was going? Alright, give me let me check my magical bag of goodies. 1 second.
Okay. You root around, using your action to root around your pack real quick. Or maybe your interaction, something like that. Ooh, it is warm down here. Anyone else warm?
I'm
I've got
freezing.
nothing, man. I
I'm alright.
got nothing I can do to help. I don't know. I grab Ratley, I shake him real hard, and I say, think, damn it, think.
Make an intimidation check.
Thanks, DMK Warlock, for the follow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank
Thanks,
you.
Thanks for stopping by.
How did I see it go off?
My intimidation was an 18.
And 18 says, okay, I'll try better next time, I'll change it. You really remind me of Victor Vicious.
I passed my turn.
So Shelby.
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 I'm gonna put my hands on Ratley's. Turn around from watching the boys. I'm gonna put my hands on Ratley's shoulders, and I'm going to look at him, and I'm gonna say, "You remember the code to this door in this chamber? There's a noose chasing a healer, so do it!" And then I'm gonna give him bardic inspiration.
Okay.
I need to give him stab her toes.
And that's a bonus action. So I'm then going to I'm going to pat him on the head, and I'm going to turn and I'm going to look at the ooze, and I am going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on him.
Okay. Does it need to have a certain int score?
Yes, a 4 or less, he isn't affected.
Okay.
So if it's more than that,
Okay.
he would be affected by it.
Let me double check. I think I know the answer, but I would like to check.
And
Is
it's
it
a
a smart
wisdom. It's a
ooze?
wisdom saving throw.
Okay, so you channel the spell. You attempt to imbue it with a sense of LMNOP, QRS. I apologize.
Sense of elemental P.
I have the modifiers, and I should know just by like whatever. You attempt to channel your eldritch power of the Summer Court, and it doesn't even seem to have any registering of what you're doing, given that it's a massive just ball of ooze.
Well, that's not fair. What I was thinking was really hilarious in my head, and you should have found it funny, Ooze. What a shame. Open that door, Ratley. Jeez.
It's just like, with that, it is whose turn is it?
Ratley.
Ratley. Okay, I'm gonna really try now. He has bardic inspiration.
He does.
How much is that?
A D6.
A D6. Oh! I think I got it! I think I got it! And he does the and he moves his arm, and you hear the and I think that worked. I think it worked. And that's his turn. Kanji, you're up.
Christ.
Okay. So I'm just gonna die, but that's cool, right? I'm gonna try to jump.
I'm gonna jump.
Looks
So
like I'll have to jump. Christ.
So you're gonna just try to
Oh,
jump.
thank you, Moose King,
Great
for
job.
the
Just
promise.
from the middle rope to the side rope.
Okay, and is that gonna be your action or your movement?
That is gonna be my movement.
Okay. So you're gonna make an acrobatics check for me. Godspeed, Genji.
Sylvie belches loudly.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, that's actually an 18.
An 18. You manage to use all of your strength to heave and be as acrobatic as you can, and you manage to barely grab on, and you are right above this ooze.
Yeah.
It is.
Now, dodge action.
Okay, you are ready to dodge. You can still move. You can. Oh, got it.
No.
Got it. So you move and dodge. Okay.
Yeah.
As this thing is coming after you, Rodek, you're up.
I'd like to. Can I just use my movement to go from the
Go!
ledge? Is the ledge close enough? I'm still on the rope.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Good.
You can make your movement like here's a quick acrobatic check.
I'm just a really jumpy person. I wasn't expecting that.
You're fine.
Did you actually startle me?
20.
It's not hard.
I'm so mad I missed
It's
She
not hard.
jumps at everything, literally.
So you manage to.
I'm so sorry, though.
It is a bit of a distance, but you manage to swing and land on the platform with the rest of the group.
Okay. I get it, and I immediately turn around. You shakes are worthless, and I take out the bag of holding. I pull out the crossbow that has cobwebs on it. Do I have? Would that count as the object interaction, or would that be an action?
I would say that's your move, man. I would say your axe is on your back, so you could pull it out and shoot.
Okay, so I immediately point down and shoot at the ooze.
I'll give you the attack.
19.
As you use your free object interaction to dust off the cobwebs that are on it, I don't think you've used it since you killed that king.
Probably not. It's like literally been.
You have horrific flashbacks of murdering the Kenku.
My eyes go wide for a second.
And you
A
level
single
crossbow.
tier.
Elton staring at the nuke
A single tear runs down his face and then sizzles into the acid that's still in his beard.
10 damage.
10 damage, okay. You see the cobble, and you see acid drops starting to fly out. It seems to have done some damage. To 10 damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, sorry, I missed it. How did you do that?
A crossbow.
I just shot a crossbow bolt at it.
Yeah, good to know.
With that, it is Angulin's turn.
Alright, since my milk attack didn't work, I'm going to fire 2 arrows.
Okay, make attacks.
Is that mine or yours?
I got a 15 and a 12.
15 and a 12. Okay. Both hit.
It looks like I'm drinking a 2 liter of Diet Coke. Because this thing is so large.
It's like a liter and a quarter, isn't it?
I don't
One of
know.
them big bottles.
Yeah.
I don't
something
know.
like that.
26 total.
26 damage total. You follow up on Rodek's crossbow bolt. As cobwebs are flying, yours shoots through the cobweb. As both arrows sink in, sending bits of acid flying, all coating the side of the wall. Ganji looks like he's going to get hit by some of it. He just manages to barely dodge out of the way of some of this debris. 26 damage, you said?
I did.
Oh my goodness gracious. 23. 23 or 26, I'm sorry.
26.
26, sorry. Got it. Okay, so both arrows seem to sink in and fly and about, displace it. It seems to be wobbling a little bit as it's chasing after Ganji. With that, it is his turn. So, does it still have, you still have Sanctuary?
Yep, so
Okay.
with save, and if it passes that, then it's attack at disadvantage.
With save is a 10.
Nope.
No.
So, you
Nice.
keep trying to attack and keep seeing the of platinum inside of it, preventing. You can kind of almost see like the guiding hands of Bahamut just keeping it contained. And with that, it is Vander's turn.
Okay, so he unlocked the door, or he... Is the magic still radiating from it? Can I tell?
Sylvie, do you still have your wand out?
Yeah. It's 10 minutes of the wand.
The blue of the magic seems to fade as soon as Ratley has done that.
Okay, I'm gonna check for mechanical traps.
Okay, make an investigation check.
I got a 15.
15. You run your hands along the side of the door and you kind of pat everything down from what you know. There does not seem to be any mechanical traps.
I open the door.
Okay, you open the door.
Boss fight.
And you see a small stone stairwell with directly in front of you. It goes upwards, probably about 10 feet maybe, and you see metal bars with a large, heavy padlock on it with a metal gate, seemingly. Make a perception check for me.
A 17.
17. You hear and that very low, deep grunting noises. With that, it's
I just want to use. Oh, I was saying I wanted to use the rest of. Well, shit. I was gonna use the rest of my movement to like move up to the lock, and basically just say we need to get through this door and close it behind us.
Okay. Okay. So you move upwards. You're going to move to it's a stairwell. You could probably use your movement, and you manage to go up, and you with that perception check. With the noise that you have, you're being a little bit careful, and as soon as you see inside, you see a massive furry form not too far from this gate that you're heading towards.
Oh, so it's not behind the bars. It's on the gonna kill me side.
Well, no, it's on the other side of these bars, but
Okay.
it doesn't seem to notice you at this point.
I'll have my turn.
Okay. Sylvie, you're up.
I am going to. Just walk in the room with Avantris.
Okay, you're gonna stand beside him. You're gonna kind of go up the stairs to kind of see. Make a perception check for me.
14.
14. You kind of peek over, and you start to see that the large, hairy form is. You start to kind of get an idea. You kind of stop before you kind of step out into plain sight, and you see a huge, lumbering creature. It seems simian. You've seen pictures of apes and gorillas. It seems to look kind of like that, but this thing is this dark brown color, and it seems to have, rather than 2 arms, 4 huge arms, and a maw of just like razor sharp teeth.
I want to look at Avantris and just say, like, really quietly so it couldn't hear.
He looks like he'd give really good hugs, don't you think?
That's not exactly what I was thinking, but it's pointed nonetheless.
Yeah, because he's got 4 arms.
And that's fine.
That is more than usual.
Welcome, Moosekin. And so that's your turn. Okay. Ratley sees you guys stop, and he also hears that, and he says, I think I know who that is. I think that's King Grimscombe Islands. And that's his turn. Actually, no, he says, oh, you still need help. I'll turn around and actually help. And he pulls the crossbow off of his back, and he's going to fire a bolt. And get a natural 20.
Nice. How does Ratley want to do this?
We'll see.
Fucking Ratley.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
My armor's plenty corroded already.
Sorry about that.
You're not that sorry.
You see the bolt fly, and it's a great shot right after Annulin and Rodek have been just firing into it, and it pierces, and just acid is spraying everywhere, right through the center of this thing, and it is shimmering, kind of struggling to stay clinging to these chains. It looks very weak. Gagey.
I'm gonna sacred flame it then.
Okay. I roll.
Yes. Let's save.
9.
Nope.
Roll damage.
Well, it wasn't minimum
It wasn't
damage.
the minimum damage.
Technically not.
It was 1 more than
It was 3 damage, not 2. 3 radiant.
3 radiant damage. You think
Fuck
that you're going
my
to get
shit.
this, and you say the prayer. It is not able to dodge after being just obliterated by Ratley. And you see the flame, and it looks like it's going to slide down, and then it clings on barely. It is very, very weak.
Well, I really hope someone can hit it for
Rodek.
at least 1 damage before its turn.
If it was just 1
aim
damage
down.
that kept you from killing it.
Right though.
Load the crossbow and I'll shoot it again.
Okay.
20.
20. Okay. It hits. Roll damage.
4.
How you going to do this?
There you go.
So I'm aimed at fuck off, and I pull the trigger and shoot it. I don't know.
Okay. You say, fuck off. It echoes through this tower, and the crossbow bolt flies in. The dissolved remnants of all of your arrows and crossbow bolts are finally dissipating as this one, it's kind of barely hanging on, and it's hanging together by a sinew, and your bolt pierces that sinew, and all of a sudden it slides together. The chains swing around violently as the green ooze dissipates and slides back down into the pool, and you notice that the ooze below you has shrunken down. It's almost back down to the platform where you are.
And I want to reach my hand down to Ganji as he's approaching to help him.
Okay, just make an athletics check, both of you.
Sure. 12 for
It was
me.
almost good. 8. No, what is that? 14 for me?
14. Ganji, it looks like you're going to kind of clasp hands, but you kind of slide a little bit. Make a strength to saving throw for me.
It's a 19.
19, you manage to grab on, and then It's your turn, just to get up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get up. Do I just
Okay,
athletics
you
or-
climb up,
or-
and let's just say that for this sake, to swing back on, we're going to have you do one acrobatics check to get onto the platform.
Okay. Natty 20!
Yeah.
So that's a 21 if it matters.
You spin in the air with, you feel a little bit of guidance lift you.
I
over.
feel a lot lighter now that I don't have any armor anymore.
Yeah, some of your corroded armor makes you feel a little bit more agile, and you land on the platform with the rest of them, the door opening ahead of you.
That fucking sucked.
What happened to your armor?
It's like shit now. I hate this.
Thank God it didn't hit me. That's horrifying.
Yeah, aren't we all happy?
Sylvie, can you fix this? Come here, Sylvie.
I could.
Sylvie!
I wonder what its hugs are like. I'm a gnome, so I'm really only like, and I'm on the shorter gnome side, Avantris. So the thing is, I'm only like 3 feet tall instead of 4 feet tall. Don't tell anyone though, because I like to say I'm a tall gnome. And a lot of people haven't seen forest gnomes, so what did they know? But that thing's really big, so I wonder if he could take all 4 of his arms, and if he could hug me around the top, and he could hug me around the bottom, or if he could only hug me with the top arm, or maybe he could
I jump
hug
in
me
the
with
acid.
the bottom arm, or wonder if he could hug me with 1 top arm and 1 bottom arm, and then flip me over. That would be kind of fun. What do you think, Leandris? Yeah, that's what I thought too. Did you hear that?
Sylvie,
it sounds
could
like
you-
Rodek's mad about something. Again.
Sylvie, could you do me a favor, maybe?
Did you hear that? Was that the Rocky Talkie?
I
No.
think we need to gather the rest of the team and let them know what's here by this cage.
Oh yeah, maybe they'll want to get a bite too.
Those are scary up there.
Lot louder.
Those are scary up there. Those are scary. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's really scary.
Oh, I think they're very cute. I love things with brown fur. It's like a favorite.
Well,
It's like I've heard that it's called a Brenda favorite.
So I start stomping into the next room.
okay.
What are you guys doing?
We're looking at the monkeys.
Can I see him clearly doing
Yeah.
that? What? Okay.
I just kind of like give a thumbs up over my shoulder.
Okay.
Can I see the giant gorilla?
You see the top of what seems to be a very giant gorilla. Yes, gorilla monster.
Oh shit! Sylvie,
What?
can you fix Ganji's armor?
No.
How do you know? Have you tried? Just
Well,
try.
I don't know what it looks like. I'm not a blacksmith.
You have that spell.
What's
Don't
that?
you mending?
Yeah, like it fixes really simple things. What happened to his armor?
It's worth a shot.
It's all corroded.
Thanks, swing. Hey.
Hey, what are we
How was
aiming
your sesh?
about? Oh, hey, hello, thank you for raiding us.
I don't know
We
why
are
my
so
notification-
happy.
Oh, wow,
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Huh.
Anyone
Hey.
who has the Hootsy emote, show them your Hooters in chat.
Show your Hooters. Wow.
Anybody just joining? When we hit 200 followers, we're giving away a custom dice bag.
Custom
So
dice bag. If you want to
guys like
follow
D&D
us.
and you want
Wow.
a chance to win a custom dice bag, any
Yay.
color, any logo, any lining, feel free to follow us for a chance to win.
Yeah, and because we're funny.
And we're funny.
And we're funny. But thank you for the raid. We really appreciate it. That's amazing.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Hope your session
so
was awesome.
now let me insult one of you.
What else is new?
So, like I was saying, it's a very simple spell, and you have to tell me more about what's going on with his armor. Is it like
So
split?
there are
or-
these
Ooh,
holes?
that looks terrible.
Yeah. So
Well, I'll try it, but I think that's gross.
it-
You shouldn't be seen
it's-
like that in public.
I know that's why we're all
You'd
here.
probably be better off. No, keep
Let's-
wearing
Can
that.
you
let's
just
run,
fix
let's
his
run.
armor?
Fine, and I'll cast mending on him.
You cast mending on it, and you see kind of a magic flash. It doesn't seem to have any effect on the armor.
See,
Well, it was worth a shot.
this is what I told you. There's a reason I put my new armor or my old armor on instead of my pretty armor, because this kind of spell doesn't work on that kind of thing. Gosh, dwarves.
Well, we'll fix it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Let's move on. So hold on. So where are we in relation to the growlings?
So we went through the door, and immediately off to the side, there's like a padlocked, it's like a metal cage door, and the growlings are on the other side of that. We see one so far.
Okay.
But Ratley is saying growlins as if there are probably more.
Give me a
Yes,
second.
Mike?
What?
We can keep talking.
Keep talking. Give me a second.
Well, we don't know if there's a way through or not, do we?
Well, I've seen Avantris pick locks bigger than that before, so I'm sure he can handle it.
I'm not so much worried about the picking the lock as I am opening the door and giving that thing access to us.
Oh. Well, do you want to
How-
go back the other way?
Not particularly.
Okay, then I
out of
guess
character,
we're
how
gonna-
big are the spaces between the bars?
So, are you kind of like going up to sneakily to see the lay of the land?
I just want to know. Well, I want to get close enough to see the distance between the bars. If they're like human size, or like if the gorilla's giant, or if they're still like we can't slip through them.
You've seen these. These bars are spaced out where it seems like the Goralin, you remember Ratley calling them that, Goralin wouldn't be able to get through. You could probably get, maybe the two elves and Sylvie could probably try to squeeze through, but it doesn't look like Rodak or Genji would be able to get themselves.
Good night, Freely. Thank you
Night.
for hanging out with us.
Does it look like the Growlin could reach through?
It does. You look like it might make. Actually, you haven't seen the Growlin yet.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
But
But like it's still tight, right? So like this is because Sylvie's tiny and the elves are like really skinny.
Right.
So
I
like,
might be able to slip through the bars to see what's on the other side while this thing's still asleep. But
Ooh,
it's obviously a risky maneuver.
could I come with you?
If you're extra quiet, maybe. I'm not so sure that's the best plan, but I suppose I can't stop you.
But I really like animals.
So what's going on up there?
I really like living.
I really want your arm.
I told you, the deal is we have to at least make it to Orpheus. If that thing kills me, you don't get my arm.
That wasn't the original deal. The original deal was if you died, I could have your arm. So
Minor updates, you have to read the contract, the fine print, it's in there.
send it to my lawyer. I'll look over it later. I'll stand back here. Whatever.
But this is just an idea.
You know
I'm
what?
not exactly keen in jumping in there with that thing.
How about you give me both arms when we make it to Orpheus, whether you're alive or dead?
We'll talk about it.
Or
Okay.
why don't one or both of you go through the bars and get a lay of the land?
How about we just send
That's what
Lumi
we're
in
saying.
because she's invisible and smaller than all of us.
Who?
My pixie
Oh,
Lumi.
right.
This
I vote for that
dwarf.
as well.
Why don't we do that? That sounds a wee bit safer than
Yeah.
you going through the bar.
Well, and the great thing is I can sit here and I can close my eyes and it's almost like I'm in her body, so then I'm close to them.
Thanks, Rabbit.
Thank you, Rabbit.
And for when it inevitably happens where Van just goes through the bars, gets grabbed by the Growlin, and then there's a locked door and bars that we can't fit through.
When has that ever happened, Rodak? I would never get one.
Anyway,
I'm gonna send
I'm just
Lumi in
saying,
invisible.
if we can fit through the bar,
You can't.
our arrows can fit through the bar. Couldn't we just
True.
kill it from the side while it can't reach us? Whatever it is, because I haven't
Well,
seen it.
but
Are these things like naturally aggressive?
I mean, it looks like a giant gorilla. How many gorillas have you run into?
Ratley, Ratley, are these things aggressive?
Oh, they're really aggressive, but I'm thinking if you provoke it, it would probably that little chain around. I ain't gonna do much good when it bashes it through and tears us all limb from limb. You'll finally get Avantris' arm.
I love your plan. But there is a problem with it, and that is that we have, since we got into this, okay, and I don't like to be serious, and I don't like to have great ideas, but sometimes I do, and this is one of those times, and we've been trying to sneak through this. They think that we're probably in the town or outside. They don't know we're in here. So do you think that it's a good idea to start attacking that thing where it could potentially go, "Ooh," or some like kind of, oops, but I said that quietly, right? So I did that kind of noise. Anyway, and, well,
Why didn't you send Lumi so we can understand what the room looks like beyond?
yeah, that's what I said I wanted to do, but then you,
Go
now
on.
you guys want to kill it.
No, go on.
Okay, I'll do it.
So-
Lumi in.
you make a stealth check for Lumi.
13. Is she at advantage because she's invisible?
Yes.
Natural 20 pickle rook! So 23.
Okay. Okay. So, Lumi flies through the bars after going invisible. She seems a little scared, all this giant gorilla talk. And she is gone for probably about 30 seconds to a minute. I'm just going to reveal this.
Let's turn the camera.
Dun-dun-dun.
The camera.
So, this seems to have been a formerly circular room.
Let's put all of our peoples on the
It
platform.
seems to have, in whatever state of decay, or the previous wars that this keep has seen, a huge chunk has been torn out and crumbled away, and it's all been heavily reinforced by very thick, heavy metal bars, similar to the ones that separate you and the Gorallans, minus the gate, which seems to be a little bit weaker, that's separating. Heavy iron bars. You see, though, in the center of this room is a very large stone pillar connecting, going all the way to the top. It looks to be kind of similar to the stairwell that you had come around, same style of stone. But this seems to be smooth all the way around, just the gray brick going up into the floor head. There seems to be a number of chains on the ground with heavy, large manacles that seem to be massive, massive collars. And she tells you that there are 3 Gorallans. 2 of these Gorallans are kind of standard and huge and brown, but one seems to be even bigger, more vicious looking, and the other ones don't seem to be chained up at the moment. One of the which seems to be sleeping not too far in front of you, but the large, kind of almost alpha-looking one has a collar and chain hanging down that's completely covered in blood, and you see remnants of bits and pieces, or I guess Lumi would report all this in gory detail, of bits and pieces of reptilian flesh strewn about, skeletons and the like. The one behind you is right in front of you is one of the smaller ones that seems to be asleep. The other 2, including the large one, is awake. Kind of one is tearing apart. There also seems to be a stone outcropping that seems to go down around the back of the room with a very large, heavy stone door that seems to basically be a pathway upwards. And what else? I forgot the best part. That door and the entire ceiling seems to be crackling with electric energy. As she did a quick fly out to the tower and saw that there were crystals fastened to the side of this floor, this tier of the fortress that seems to be sending electrical currents all along the roof and all along this side of the stone potential pathway leading up.
So this is
So
the path that leads
that's a
upward.
that's the pathway leading upward. Heavy stone door covered in this electrical energy that basically goes along the entire ceiling and seems to be rooted in all of these crystals along the side
So
of
basically, it's an electric fence.
And what's this?
That's
that's the same stone pillar style, just going from the floor to the ceiling.
And so is this just a drop?
That's just a drop. There are bars that are connecting that, or blocking that, but
Oh, okay.
it is exposed to the elements. You can kind of now hear the howling of the wind. There's a bit more moisture as you're exposed to the bits of the storm once again, and you hear the crackling of thunder. You see the flashes, and you probably would have seen that. I just forgot to tell you. And Lumi tells you that the storm is still going on.
This map makes me wish I had a cookie.
Well,
Yum.
well, so the thing is, I thought they were cute and I really wanted a hug, but they're covered in some kinds of bloods and stuff, and so I think they might eat me.
That's quite possible.
And that makes me sad, but also, I'm very tired. Do you think we could like take just a little bit of time? Are we in like a super rush? Because I could use a quick break.
We're in a little bit of a rush.
But like, maybe we could just hang out for an hour or so and just talk through our
I'm not
options.
going to lie. That slide really fucking hurt.
Why don't we take a rest right here?
No, like
For
not
about
right
an
here.
hour or so.
Maybe how about on the other side of the platform by where the ooze was, so that the Gorillans don't notice us.
So hold on. So basically, like this is just like this is the tiny little room here.
That's like the little room with like the stairwell going up, where you guys are kind of seeing and peeking over.
So basically, you
Th-
go
that
up,
pla-
and then
yeah.
there's a cage, and there's like the
Got
door
it,
to the
yeah.
cage.
Got it.
Okay,
Correct.
So yeah,
we
let's
can step
go back.
out
I
and-
agree. Let's do that.
and just powwow and get a rest and figure out what we're gonna do.
I could use a little bit of a rest too.
Well, why don't we do that?
Okay.
Just take a seat. Let's sit down. Let's eat. A quick drink.
Okay, what's our plan?
That's the question.
Well, we could try to sneak by, but how would we deal with the electricity?
Well, I guess we know what those crystals downstairs were powering. I don't suppose we could fly back down to them, could we?
Is this all electrified?
Yeah.
You actually see, Lumi says that the bars seem to be crackling with energy as well. Make a
I
perception
also am
check.
not sure that sneaking past them is an option if several of them are awake.
Well, I could cast Pass Without a Trace.
But they could still smell us.
That's what I'm thinking.
So
well,
it's like even if they
I didn't
don't
think
see
about
us,
that.
they're aminals, and so aminals smell. You know, and I don't know if you've sat next to this dwarf for very long, but
Come on.
I'm pretty sure they'll smell the dwarf.
Well, I think it's a fair point, though. We could at least try. And if they do smell
You
us
still
out,
have curdled milk in your beard, by the way.
oh,
Did
that's
you
what
know?
that smell was. I throw up in the corner and then I clean it out of my beard. And I
Sorry about that,
clean it out,
Rihanna.
so- Well, it was a fair attempt. I understand. He looked kind of spicy, so milk might counterbalance him. I gotcha.
So,
So
the
do we
question here is...
is what?
Oh, I don't know. That's all I was going to say.
Do we want to try to sneak? So hold on. So this door is. Does it look like the regular door that we're used to seeing? At the
Lumi
top?
said, I guess, yeah, Lumi would have said that was the case.
But it was completely electrified.
It seemed to be like just crackling with electric energy.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed to be imbued with little bits of metal.
It's a shame those bars are there. If there weren't, we could have tried to cast an illusion of a floor, then have someone on a broom fly over the thing and draw the growlins to their death.
Yeah, but who has a broom here that would be willing to kill a bunch of growlins? Because I don't know anybody who would do that.
That's probably true.
Well,
Here's the thing. It's not even worth fighting these things unless we can figure out a way to turn off the current. Because we're not progressing any further with any kind of deterrent like that.
Yes. That I agree with. That is a smart thing to say.
is there any way we can block the current somehow with what we have on hand?
Well,
What's the immovable rod made out of?
metal.
Could we like channel the electricity and like open a path for ourselves?
We could try. Does it?
I don't know how electricity works. I never finished my doctorate.
Wait, Genji, aren't you like immune to lightning? Why don't you just try to walk through?
No, I'm not.
Or like you take less damage?
Yeah, but less is not the same as none.
Well, are any of the walls electric?
Lumi would have told you that the walls don't seem to be electric. It seems to be basically the bars here almost acting like an electric fence for these growlins, and then basically a series of metal, like divots that basically connect this thing, or a series of metal built into the wall that connects this door and is electrified.
Wait a second though. But the chains around the neck of the big guy.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
So I mean, the gorillas are just kind of walking around the room.
But you said the one was on a chain. Is that?
It was on a chain, but the chain was separated.
Oh, okay.
So it was not
just
it was
dangling.
not connected. It was just kind of dangling, and it's like this red collar and chain hanging down from his
Okay, shit.
his neck.
There goes that plan. That was gonna be a good plan.
So none of them are actually tied to these mannequins.
No, they're just kind of on the ground. You're not sure how many there may have been, and it looks like there might have been a few more than 3.
Well,
why don't we finish our rest? And let's try to sneak by and find some way to get through the door. Is that fair?
we could. Is there a way for us to get back down the tower?
Make a perception check, Andrew.
Okay. That's not gonna do it. That's a 6.
6.
Can I help him think?
Yeah.
Well, that's a natural 20, so that's gonna be a 24.
You're like, and then Rose like, oh, come on, hold on now, and you know,
you was.
and you're like, oh, and you hear from deep below in the tower, you hear and there's a little flash of lightning, and you look down, and it seems as if the door is actually open that you came in at the bottom of the tower.
So if we fly down and fly someone back to those crystals that we saw, where we did the whole pig and vanish thing, broke the crystal. Because my guess is that crystal is gathering electrical energy from the storm and sending it up here. So if we break the crystal, I bet that breaks the transmission.
Or if we break the crystals that are on the side of the room right over there that seem to be conducting the electricity for up here.
That's true, but the ones downstairs aren't guarded by giant
Well, they
growlers.
weren't when we left.
That's a great point. There could be grounds through the whole fortress by now.
Yeah.
It's not outside the realm of possibility.
I think the grounds will be. Well, no, I guess we can't. No matter what, there'll still be bars over there. And we see crystals over there, like powering. Does it look like it's powering the whole thing?
They're not crystals. They are basically metal is built deep into the wall. There's almost like wiring, but there's strips of metal that are all infused with electricity all along the wall.
Does it look like it's built pretty deep in?
I mean, Lumi kind of said that it was like metal. You weren't there to inspect. You're not really sure. She was as descriptive as she could be, but she didn't take a closest.
I don't think it's unreasonable to have Sylvie fly one of us down there to deal with the crystals, and I volunteer that it's not me.
Those arms will be mine.
Who would be the best at destroying crystals?
Well, I am resistant to electricity,
Well,
so...
I'm probably the best at destroying all hope, but I think that Ganji might be the best at destroying crystals.
Well, Godspeed you two, and just hold on to the broom real tight.
At least that's what I've been told in the past.
I'd second that
By
sentiment.
Lumi.
Well,
And that might have been after I killed her that one time.
Are you alright, Lumi? Do you need help?
She bites your finger.
Blink twice.
Blink twice if the blue-eyed girl needs help.
Well, is that what we're gonna do?
I guess.
Oh god. Okay, well I guess since your armor is disgusting, you probably don't weigh as much anymore as you did before.
Unfortunately.
So it's fine, you can ride on the broom with me.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess we
You
will
hop on the
fly
broom,
down.
and you feel like you might be reaching its slow down capacity, but you kind of take it slow, and you ride down. And we're not going to pull the map out, but you get down to the ground. You see that the vulture that was down there is almost done picking apart the body of the flight master down on the cliff, and at the peak there, off of the turret. and you manage to land, and we'll just say for the sake of brevity, you find that no one is around, and you manage to get to the room, and all 6 of those crystals are crackling with that electrical energy shooting off into the sky.
And and I remember before you said it went to the tower. Does it look like it is going to what we saw above?
That stands to reason. Yeah.
So, do you have that spell, that stone spell? Could you just turn that crystal to stone?
I could. It's also like a lot of magic, but I could
Yeah,
do that.
I
That
use
is
a lot
true.
of magic all the time.
Yeah,
Save
but
your life.
you also keep getting it. Though.
To make
you keep getting it
pigs.
back.
Yeah.
No, let me give you. Let's see what else I could just.
Shh. How's it going? Are you alive?
No. Shh.
Yes, we're at the crystals. Arguably not alive yet, though.
Shh. Everybody but Rodek, listen. Okay, everybody. Tell Rodek to stop being such a mom. We can handle this, okay? God. Shh.
Anyway, the other problem with the stone thing is I have to touch it, which
Okay, go.
hurts.
Go do it.
Let's not.
I can heal you, though.
That is true.
Yeah. I can heal you.
Just use your big hammer. Shh.
Oh my god, they didn't listen to me.
They did not listen.
What am I even doing here?
Let me try one thing first, okay?
No. Okay.
I'm gonna try what I did before,
Okay.
but hopefully not fail horribly at it.
Okay.
Which was get a big chunk of stone and try to throw it from at least a little bit of a distance at the. And
Before you do this,
yes.
because you're saying this out loud to yourself again. You know that thing you do when you talk
Yeah.
to yourself when someone's here you could talk to instead? You're doing that. So, since I know that you're going to do that thing that almost killed you last time, I just want to say, it's electric. Dun, 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 dun,
Thank
dun,
you.
dun, dun, dun. It's electric. And I'm going to give you some inspiration.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
You feel very inspired.
I feel so inspired that I'm going to say maybe it's best that you stand on the other side of the stone wall because this might end horribly for me.
Okay, so I'm going to, well, no, I'm not going to do that then. Yeah, I'll stand on the other side of the stone wall.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna find a big chunk.
Okay. You managed to find a pretty sizable brick. I mean, you make an athletics check.
I'm going to give myself guidance for this because I need all the help that I can get
You're
right
gonna pray
now
to Bahamut to guide you on this endeavor.
on this quest for a big rock. And that's gonna be a 13.
Okay.
Anybody who had Ganji for the death pool is about to make a lot of money.
If anyone didn't have me for the death pool, they're a fool, honestly. Okay, and then so there's the big guy and the little
So you
guys
got a
on the
13
side.
to lift it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stand probably 15 feet away
Okay.
and throw it at the big guy.
Make an improvised attack. Improvised weapon.
It would be a dex. Well, I don't know. Yeah.
I would say make it a strength. Just add your strength mod.
So that's gonna be a 16 to hit.
16 to hit. So you grab the huge brick and you feel like you're about to drop it, but you manage to heave it, and with a loud the crystal shatters, shooting lightning in all directions. How far away were you from
15 feet.
15 feet. So you manage to avoid the electricity that shoots everywhere, and then it shatters, and there is now only 5 crystals.
What do I
shooting.
hear?
You hear a loud shattering of a crystal.
Well, we've traveled together for a long time, and in this moment I would like to say that Ganji has left this world.
He
And
died
he-
as he lived. A complete idiot.
Ganji, shut
Oh,
up!
dear
I'm
Lord.
trying to do your you googly eyes. Ganji left this world as he was, large and scaly, covered in gross armor and a sour attitude and a weird smell and not a lot of intelligence or worth, but we loved him anyway, and he will be missed. Over.
Sylvie, you can't do this to us. We thought Ganji was dead. That's not okay.
He is. I just heard the crystal explode. And then I told him to
just
shut
heard
up.
him talk.
Oh. Oh, Ganji, are you alive?
Yep.
Did you hear what I just said?
Yep.
I love you.
It's a good thing I'm not the only healer in the party anymore. Okay. Did it do anything up above? Do you see any change in anything?
Do we see any change?
Are you gonna kind of creep up there and take a look?
I guess they don't have Lumi anymore.
Oh shit.
Wait, so if I'm like up next to the bars of the door, can I see?
You'd be able to
Right.
take a look if you want to roll stealth.
I mean,
check
I didn't
beforehand.
bring Lumi with us, so she should still be
Yeah,
with
I'm
them
gonna
if she
stealth
needs to
up
go
the
to
bars
thing.
and see if I can see anything.
Okay.
Dude,
Make a
I'll
stealth
take
check and a
Lumi's
perception
from
check.
you.
Oh, if Lumi's still there. Then.
Yeah, I didn't take Lumi with
Okay,
us.
can you
so.
you're gonna communicate and just tell her?
Yeah, so that way she can just let
She
us know
zips
something.
around and it tells you it seems like the electricity is still there, but it seems to be less crackly. That's kind of her perception of it.
Ganji, she said that it's less crackly and that you are the strongest and the best member of our party and that we don't know what we would do without you. So just keep what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, buddy.
Sounds like a bad plan that we're going with anyway. So I guess I'm gonna do it again. Again, staying 15 feet away, grabbing a big rock and throwing it at the next one.
Okay, athletics check.
Okay.
Hey Mayo.
Hey.
Hey, Mayo! Thanks
Drop-
for showing us your hooter.
Let's
Dropping
see
some-
your hooters.
This one's a 14.
14. Okay, you pick it up.
And then throw it.
Okay.
Because this
It's
is
a D6.
because this is an oh true, I forgot that I did that, but that's not gonna. I'm not even sure that's gonna do it because this is a 2,
And you had your strength.
and I have my strength, and that only makes it a 5. I don't know what these things AC is.
So
No, I'm gonna do it. That's a good point. I'm gonna do
Can
it.
you add your thing to it?
Well,
What's
that's
that?
a 10.
That's a 10. That
It's a
sounds
10.
a little better.
It's a smaller one, right?
It's one of the smaller ones,
Yeah.
and it just looks like it's gonna not quite make it, and it managed to smash into it and shatters. You hear a loud shattering of a crystal.
I felt very inspired on that one. Thank you, Sylvie. I ducked my head around the door to say that in person.
Oh, I'm so glad that helped. Okay, bye.
That was weird out of context.
I feel very uncomfortable right now.
Me too. Hey, can we expedite this process? Can I just try like Sacred Flaming one or something so I don't have to make attack
Yeah.
rolls?
Try Sacred Flame again, yeah.
Alright, but this time, because I can stand further away, I'm gonna stand like the
Can I
furthest
try
away.
Eldritch Blasting one of them?
Yeah, sure. So you're gonna try different ones?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna
Okay.
like peek around the door and try
Yeah,
Eldritch Blasting.
and I'll peek around the door and do mine, which is
Um,
a dex save. I don't even know if they have
Both
dexterity.
of them would be 18 for my Eldritch Blast.
18 and Sacred
it?
Flame. Why don't you just make a quick Wisdom spell attack for me? Just,
Okay.
Just
Because
Just for shits.
yeah.
good old Glitter Lance is that force damage. Do the 18s
Um,
hit?
That's gonna be like a 20.
20. Okay.
21.
So
Because I'm trying 2 different crystals.
you both stand besides in the back of the room as far away as you can, and the Eldritch Blast, the glitter lances, both are smashed into it and explodes into glass, into crystal, and then the Sacred Flame hits it. You're not sure if it's going to work, and then all of a sudden it heats up to this white and shatters from the inside as the platinum flame heats it up too much for it to handle.
Okay. So is there one more?
Well, I was sending my Glitter Lances at 2 different ones because I can choose 2 different
Two different ones,
targets.
yeah. Both
And both of them
shatter.
are
Yeah,
19s.
both shatter.
Okay. So
So
what
that's,
are,
that's all of them.
is
The
it?
small ones.
Okay.
Is it all of them?
So there's
That's
the large
5.
one left.
Oh,
There's
I
a
thought.
5 one. There's
Oh,
5.
I thought
and
the
there's
first
large
one he killed was the large one.
No,
Well,
the large one is still
I'm
strong.
gonna try and send 2 more Eldritch Blasts. The
And,
large
and,
one.
and I'll do a Sacred Flame at the same time.
Okay.
So it's.
And
gonna
again, we're
be-
both peeking out just from like the corner.
My lowest roll was a 20.
Okay.
So the other one was 14.
I'm going to need
20
you to roll
grade.
damage for these.
Okay.
And my spell attack was only an 11.
An 11.
16 damage.
16 damage, we'll say that hits.
That's 5 for me.
5. So, Ganji, you say the prayer to Bahamut, and this isn't really capable of dodging, so it's really easy to hit. The platinum flame, once again, is burning it. It's not heating up quite enough to shatter like the others were. It's crackling with all of this radiating energy. But luckily, you kind of see a little chip, and then all of a sudden, 2 lances of the Eldritch Blast come in and hit the middle of it and shatter it completely. And all of a sudden, all the crackling energy, it almost looks like it's escaping the crystal as it swarms out back into the storm, and the room quiets. Make a perception check. Annulin, I guess you're the closest.
And Lumi is still there to communicate with us right next to the crystals, or whatever.
My perception is a 17.
17. You hear that the crackling electricity has ceased, and Lumi reports back that indeed it seems as if it has de-electrified the entire room. All of the bars and the door seem to be completely dropped of the electrical fields, and with that, the Anlin, I think you would also notice that the loud, constant howling of the wind and the crackling of thunder seems to be lessening a little bit compared to what it's been, what you've been experiencing for the past many hours. And you guys would experience the same thing down below when you're exposed.
Okay,
room.
well, yeah, so if you want to get on the broom, I'll take you back, and then we'll be with other people, and that will be really good.
Sounds better.
Okay, cool, let's go. And so we're just gonna run.
Well done, it worked!
Okay, thanks, bye.
You hop on the broom, and just to expedite the process, you fly into the sky, and you see the clouds are still roiling, and it's still incredibly dark, and lightning is still crashing in the sky, but not nearly to the same extent, and the thunder is not nearly as loud. It seems that the storm has lessened a great deal just in the few minutes since you've shattered the crystal. We'll say you go through the tower, you meet the rest of the group. Shall it work? Did you manage to do it?
Seems like...
Is the storm dropping even more? Or
It seems to be dissipating. There still is a storm going on, but it's not that incredibly intense storm, almost seeming centralized around this keep.
all right, well, I think now we sneak by, right?
Okay.
I think so.
Annulin, you know what to do.
Yeah, so I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace on our group.
Okay.
I am going to cast.
I need to pick the lock.
Oh, right. This whole door thing. Go on, lad.
Okay, so one of the things I can do with prestidigitation is make odors.
Okay.
So I'm going to constantly focus on that to try and replicate the odors of the Gorallans, so that
Okay.
as we're moving, we just kind of smell like the Gorallan pit that we're in.
Okay. And so, what's like the stench of it? Like, what's the rules? How does that work?
It just says I can create an instantaneous harmless sensory effect such as a shower of sparks, puff of wind, musical notes, odd odor. You instantaneously light or snuff out candles, a torch, small campfires, can clean or soil objects, chill, warm, or flavor food.
Would it be able to cover the whole party?
Colors.
Is there like a radius?
Its range is 10 feet.
That's the so basically just an odd
A
smell.
ranger area of 10 feet.
10 feet. Okay. Okay. So you would basically be casting it. It's at will, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's at will. So you could basically keep casting it as you're moving.
Yeah.
The odor. And can you all huddle? And you could huddle at 10 feet. Yeah. Easy. Okay.
I rolled a 26 on my lockpick.
26. Okay. Did you roll stealth first before you did that?
Of course I did.
Of course.
And by that I mean I didn't.
You're really good at it, though. You're like.
I'd imagine that Vanus would have been sneaky about it.
My stealth check is also a 26 though. Oh,
Oh.
I lied. It's a 29.
Okay.
Did you got a 10?
It's a 39.
So Annulin channels the power of night and blankets the entire party in inky shadow, and Vandris creeps up with his lockpicking tools. And this is just a crude iron padlock. it does not take much time or effort at all for you to pick that baby, and it unlocks, allowing you to leave the gate whenever you like.
For stealth, I rolled 21.
21?
17 for me.
I'm gonna roll real shit just because.
Yep.
Oh, hold on. Oh, there we go. It's advantage, right? Stealth is advantage? In pass without trace?
No, it's plus 10.
No, it's plus
You
10.
plus 10 to yourself.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So it's the
this is
4.
First roll.
4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 17.
17? Okay.
28.
28? Okay. Anybody? Oh, Ratley, I guess? Wait, I'm missing one. Oh, Vanders, you had a 39?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay.
Rogues, am I right?
The lowest I
fellas?
can roll with pass without a trace is 22.
That's ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Ratley leans in. I feel very sneaky right now. So I hope we don't get torn apart by Gorallins. That would really be horrible. Okay.
Lead the way, Anulin.
Alright, so I'm gonna start leading the way through. But are they. Do I need to know where they are? Or can I
Yeah,
just,
so
like,
I'm going to
theater
place
line
them.
through our way?
So you see right here, I forgot to print tokens. I thought I had all of them ready, but I forgot to print them. So that's Gorallin.
Please put that up to the camera. Please.
Let's see how many penises they have. Wow.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
It's pooping.
There's another.
Oh, that was a 1. Never mind.
So you see,
I love their vicious thumbs.
you see one sleeping right about here. You see this one seems to just be scratching itself over here. This number 2 seems to be sleeping, and then the large alpha-looking one, the one with the blood-covered collar with a chain hanging down, is right by the door, tearing apart it's kind of gnawing on the bone of what seems to be some kind of crook.
And remind me, do we have to go up the staircase to get to the door?
No, the door seems to be the base of the staircase.
Okay, I see. And that's like straight ahead of us, right?
Yeah, we'll upload these on a PDF. So
Yeah,
you can
Yeah, they'll be available at
Fucking-
GM's Guild.
the growling looks like a huge penis. Wow.
You should do an entire one-shot where
Okay.
the DM is Christopher Walken.
All I want to do is make Xenoblade references, but I think I'm the only one who would get them, and it makes me sad.
And Mike.
The one who's sleeping is immovable Gonzalez, and the one running around, the big guy running around, is territorial Rothbart. But that's such an that's
Do you
such
get
a
that
dumb
reference, chat?
No.
It's such a dumb reference.
No.
If anyone gets that reference, I'm so sorry.
Best friends forever.
Alright, so I'm gonna lead us. I'm gonna lead us through the left, like kind of following along where the bars are,
Okay.
and just make our way stealthily and quietly to the door.
Okay. So you guide the group around. The stench of rotting flesh and fecal matter hits you as you guide the party through this. You hear and it seems to be coming from the huge creature that is tearing apart the beast there. Sylvie's constantly and seems to be getting through the cloud of Gorallin stank that Sylvie is constantly casting ahead of you guys as you are making your way through under shroud of darkness. And you make it to...
Badger got your reference. Immovable Gonzalez from
Yeah.
Xenoblade.
No way!
For the record,
Badger.
this is territorial Rothbart, and this is immovable Gonzalez.
Wow.
Why are those names?
There's we bring the deep cuts, ladies and gentlemen.
This is why Badger belongs with us.
Yeah. These are the deep cuts here at Legend of Avantris. With that, you guide the party and you manage to evade the sleeping Gorallin, and the one that you pass, it seems to be kind of scratching itself, doesn't seem to be minding too much. And Anilin, you lead the party And as you get probably 20 feet away, the huge beast and it looks directly in your direction, and it starts pounding its chest and lets out a roar, and it starts sprinting in your direction. Go.
I would just like to say that Pass Without a Trace, we cannot be tracked except for by magical means.
So
If that
you
changes
can't be
anything.
tracked, but I rolled at disadvantage for smell, and I got a 20, and both Ganji and Rodek were 17 stuff.
Is it a magical smell?
So
Doesn't that mean they
when they mean track, they mean like, let's say they're
Yeah.
a mile behind us.
Like,
they can't like follow our.
Yeah, they can't
so
follow-
it's like two different
Not
things.
detected.
Yeah,
So
you
like a
can't follow
goblin
me.
warband is like trying to track you through the woods. So this gorilla seems to be very, very much on high alert by this door, and he is sprinting in your direction. I'm gonna need everyone to
Oh. Seeing him sprint, can I use my Fey presence on him?
Okay.
Oh yeah, that thing you have.
And it's causing him. He has to make a Wisdom saving throw, or he's either charmed or frightened by me.
Okay. So we'll say that gets off. What's the range on that?
Well, how close is he to us? You said
He's 20 feet away.
yeah. So the moment he moved, it's 10 feet. So like the moment he
feet.
moved towards us, that should be enough
Okay.
for me to get off.
So
Yeah,
where
you know?
are we? Can you place us?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, just to give me an idea,
so
because I won't use it if it wouldn't work.
So yeah, no, that's fine. So like you guys are here, and you can place yourselves around here.
That's pretty
It's
cool.
yeah. I've never used it before. I've had it since level 1, and I've never used it before. I
That's
always
pretty cool,
forget that I
though.
have it.
We'll say that's the makeup here, and I'll just say that basically, why don't we just get that off to start the round because you were ready with it, and we'll just say he's within the 10 feet right now, and he gets the jump on you because he is just leaping off of the back of us.
So he's like,
Okay,
wait.
so he just has to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Do we have to do this?
I can cause each creature. So if
yeah,
I
you
don't
can choose.
choose
Okay.
you guys, you don't have to.
So
So it's a Wisdom saving throw against my Warlock spell save DC, which is a 17, I believe.
17. Okay.
I believe. Yes, 17.
17. So 20.
Okay.
So he is galloping towards you on its
Gorilla.
enormous arms, and it lets out a roar, and then it seems the other two seem to wake up, and I need to roll for initiative. And it seems to be heading directly towards Rodek.
I always roll shit on stealth. Always, it's guaranteed. 9 for Rodek.
Let him do his thing.
I also got a 9.
Don't you add like 10?
20 to 25?
I don't want to talk about it.
20 to 25.
No.
15 to 20.
17.
Okay? Oh, I need to roll for Rattler. He's in the back. Who got 10 to 15?
14.
So it'll be 14.
Wow, what happened, everyone?
This is not good.
What did you three get?
9. Vandy's got a 9
Which one are you
because he
going
rolled a
first?
1. Do you want to go first, Vandy?
I don't
Vandy the
care.
man.
Life has no meaning if I'm not first in
I'll go
combat.
first so that I can position myself to help my good friend Vandris get sneak attack damage.
Okay.
Thank you.
And
Man
then-
just is too depressed to go before Rodek.
okay, with that, this
Or just
growling
doesn't mean
is
anything.
galloping. He's sniffing in around, and he seems to be just making a beeline straight for Rodek. As he seems to pick up on the gross dwarven stench. It's been a while since you've had a bath, and he is
Covered in acid.
covered in acid and rotten milk.
Yeah.
You're,
Maybe that's what it
you're
is.
just a stink bomb, basically. It's a stink bomb, baby.
How high are the bars?
This is probably a good 15-foot tall room,
Okay, and the bars go all the way up.
all the way
Okay, just checking.
sunk into the wall on the ground.
Gotcha.
Okay, Ganji, your turn. And the other two seem to be woken up, and they are aware of you. And
This is bad. Okay,
I like the
I'm going to
music.
yeah. I fucking can't wait for this game. I'm so excited for this game.
Okami?
Yeah.
Okami on the Switch.
Okami on Switch is
We're not
gonna be
even
fucking
sponsored by
incredible.
Nintendo.
Right.
Although we'd like to
I would be. I fucking would be. Xenoblade and Okami.
But we do have a giveaway at 200
Ooh.
followers.
200
Custom
followers,
dice
giveaway.
bag.
Dice
Follow us
bag,
on
Ganji, what are
Twitch.
you doing?
Not
Come on.
made by
I'm
Nintendo.
gonna move in front of Verdict and ready an attack.
Okay, we'll just say because you guys can
There?
Yeah,
Or in the middle here?
that's fine.
Or I mean, just kind of move to the front and ready an attack.
Okay.
Once it gets in range.
You're holding up your shield.
Yeah.
Okay, ready an attack. Got it. Sylvia, you're up.
Okay, seeing that didn't work, I'm going to use my my ring to cast Hex on the Growlin.
Okay.
And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast him.
You channel the power of the Summer Court, and
So
you feel
the
it goes
lowest
straight
roll would be 22. For
That'll
both of
hit.
my
That'll hit. To the alpha.
To whichever one is charging at
Yeah,
us.
that's the alpha.
Nice.
Wow.
Holy shit.
So that's a 30 already.
Holy shit.
35. 38 damage.
38 damage as it's running, galloping at you. Both of those casts of glitter lance just hit into his chest. It stumbles for a moment as the glitter disappears, and you see that its fur or hair that was on his chest has been singed away, and there's exposed flesh beneath. And that was how much damage again? 30?
Oh, I actually miscounted.
Oh.
So it's 30,
38?
38. No.
38. Right?
Did you
No,
crit or
36.
something?
36. Because I only have +4, not +5.
36.
Oh.
Okay.
36
Oh.
damage.
Still a ton of damage as it's singeing its
I
chest.
rolled, both my d10s were 10s, and my Eldritch Blast, I add my Charisma mod.
And
Okay.
then hex
Good
damage.
lord.
And then Hex damage.
It's nonsense.
And Strength, I think, is going to
Okay.
be what their disadvantage
Okay,
is.
it feels you can kind of you're using the charms of the Fae in order to make him a little less strong. It is going to gallop and it is going to go straight into Gant. You can tell that he's sniffing you out as well, and you can get your attack off on him.
That's probably not gonna do it though. That's a 13.
13. That is going to miss as just in a flurry of arms and teeth, he is on you. So that is going to be 4 claw attacks.
Oh my god.
And your AC
I
is now what,
forgot
20?
about this.
20 now.
Okay.
Remember that
Oh my
Growlin
God.
fight, guys?
No,
8,
it didn't really do much.
You
It
jumped
just
down.
started laughing and then
18.
running.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, one of the claw attacks hit.
Oh, that's
And doing 9 points of slashing damage as it gets into
Still a
your
lot.
weakened armor. And then it's going to go in for a bite.
5 attacks?
And
5 attacks.
that was cocked. And that is still going to hit, dealing 12 points of piercing damage as it's just furiously attacking you, almost as if like just that your sheer presence is an insult to this alpha. And, and with that, okay, that's its turn. Rhoda.
I would like 2, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, sorry. With that, he also after he is just wailing on Ganji, he goes and he's beating his chest. The other two, almost feeling inspired by this alpha, start charging in, at you as well. One comes around here at Ratley. The other one is going to not be able to make it, but it'll get in there and make an attack on Annulin. Just one attack. And that is going to hit Ratley, dealing... and he's like, oh god, as he gets clawed across the chest, and then the other one's going to attack Annulin. And that is going to be 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, it hits. And so that is going to slash you across the chest as well, dealing
So monsters one.
7 points of slashing
Yeah,
damage
'cause you
as its
inspired
claw
them to-
slashes
Oh,
you.
gotcha.
Okay. Now he's like, oh god, it got me, it got me. There's a gorilla back here.
So seeing that, I would turn and hold on, lad, and I'd run over here,
Okay.
and I would like to swing in. This was a 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Hits.
Okay, I'll make that a menacing attack with saving throw
Okay.
against 16.
Is pretty good at that, I think. Ooh, no, apparently not.
There's a 5.
That's a 6.
There's a 5. So he fails. He's
Okay.
afraid of me until the end of his next turn.
Okay, your axe hacks into its abdomen, and just your sheer dwarven rage and stink is making him very afraid.
28 damage.
28.
Or no, 18 damage, sorry.
18 damage to number 2, the beautiful art there. I don't know how I forgot to put out these monster tokens. I had them already. Sorry, guys.
I like these ones better.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I do too.
Theater of the mind. Theater of the mind. We should pull a picture of a Growlin if anyone wants to do that while we're...
Nah, I think these are good.
Okay, good.
I like their teeth.
That's it? Rodak, you're done?
Oh no, I get a second attack.
Yeah, you
don't
do.
I?
It's
I do.
really how your
I
class
do.
works.
Okay, 20.
20?
20. 7 plus 5 is what? 12. Yeah. Damage.
12 damage? Okay. To number 2. Okay. Both of your axes just swing in. Okay. With that, it's Vanish's turn.
Okay. I don't think I can get past the growling that Rodek's attacking, can I, to get behind him?
Mike, would there be enough room for all three of us to kind of squeeze in here?
I think you'd be able to squeeze in there. It's not entirely to scale.
I meant to like get behind him. Is that possible?
Could he?
Can I?
Is this guy so big that could Van just slip through the space between the ground?
I would say make an acrobatics check to see if you can dodge through.
13.
13? To hit?
No.
Oh, 13. That's enough for you to get by.
Here?
Alright, then I just want to go behind him. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
And now I'll attack.
Okay, cool.
I got a 12.
12, it just barely misses as it seems to dodge out of the way of Venom's spine. Okay.
I'd like to throw myself through the bars.
With that, it is
Just leave your arms behind.
Monsters 2 is going to shoot out 4 of its claws and slash Ratley, Rodek, and Vandris. So it's going to be 1 claw on Vandris, and that is going to hit.
Uncanny dodge.
Okay. 9 points of slashing damage, then uncanny dodge. 2 on Rodek. Both are going to miss those. 1 on Ratley. That's also going to miss.
And I will use my reaction to attack him.
Okay.
With Sentinel. And I'll make it a power attack. These guys have low AC. 13?
13. That is going to hit. Yep.
Ooh. Max damage. 12, 22, 27 damage.
You use your reaction as it misses both of it. 2 of his arms hit miss you, and you swing your axe and it cuts really deep. You see a bone fly as blood is spurting, and its chest is cracked. It looks very wounded.
Oh baby.
With that, it's going to do a bite on you though, and it's going to miss that as well. Okay, and then the other one is going to do 2 claw attacks on Sylvie and 2 on Annulin. One's going to miss Sylvie, but one's going to be a natural 20 on the claws.
Oh shit.
Dealing 14 points of slashing damage to Sylvie, and then 2 claw attacks on Annulin, and both of those are going to miss, and then a bite attack on Annulin, and that is also going to miss. As you're just dodging all of its attacks. With that, I think it's Monster's 2's turn, yep. And that is Ratley. I'll just try this, and he's going to fire into... And that is going to hit. And it looks like the gorilla is about to go in for a bite, and the bolt just shoots up through its head. You hear a loud thud as it collapses down. Oh my god, Kieran,
It's a vulture on the other side.
It's a vulture on the other side. You can write dead on that. With that, it is Gandy's turn.
Skip me.
What was that? Oh shoot! What was your? I'm sorry. What was your initiative?
I was at 8.
8.
So I wasn't sure what so I either should have been right after being.
You should have been before Ratley.
So go ahead. It's your turn.
Okay, sorry.
All 3 of them got 9s.
Okay, so I couldn't hear what you said. What did you say?
All 3 of these got 9, so you would have been 8. So So Ratley's get your turn, but you're good.
We'll fix it. Thanks for the follow, Shade. Shade? That's right.
Shade, yeah.
Shade.
Okay, so
Tell us that we're stupid, we don't know how to say it.
Contact with me, right?
What was that?
They're both in melee.
Both are in melee, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to
You're a pro.
to focus on number 1 and mark him as my party.
Which, big boy or little boy? They're both number 1.
Oh, big one.
Big one?
That one's been damaged.
Alpha
already.
Yeah,
pathetic beta?
alpha. Beat the shit out of here. Alpha.
Alpha.
And I'm going to fire an arrow on him. 29 to hit.
That will do. 29 to hit.
Yep. Who?
That's 13 damage.
13 damage. Okay. You fire right into number 1, right? Or the large one?
Alpha.
Okay, 13. The arrow flies into his chest. It lets out a roar as it's just snarling on top of you.
Okay, and I'm going to follow up quick with another arrow.
Disadvantaged.
20... Oh shit, I didn't disadvantage my other one. Hold on. Okay, so my second roll would have been a 22.
Still would have hit.
So
So
that
just
would
do
be my
an-
disadvantage.
Yeah, just do another
Okay.
double roll now.
So this is gonna fail. Massively.
What was that?
It's gonna fail.
Okay.
Well, it's a failure.
You pull up your bow, and one of its smaller arms knocks it out of the way, and it is Ratley's turn. He already went. Ganji, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna attack him again. That
Okay.
should be better. That should be 17.
17. Okay. That hits.
Alright. That's gonna be 13 damage.
13 damage. The Malleus Maleficarum shines with this golden light as you swing, and it singes its flesh and bashes into it for 13 damage. Cool. And with that, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sylvie, you're up.
I am going to once again attack the alpha.
Okay.
And I'm assuming I'm far enough away that I wouldn't be within melee range of him. The
Yep.
alpha.
Yep.
So my lowest would be 17 to hit.
17 to hit. That hits. Yep.
Alright, so good for that one. 2. So 9, 16, 26.
26.
Mhm.
Okay. As this smaller growling is swinging at you, you just go for the big guy and both hit him in the side of the neck, and his skin is singed, and he is very, very angry as the chain, the bloody chain, is whipping around. And with that, it is Monster's one turn. It's the alpha, and so. What are we doing here? So he is going to once again make 4 attacks on. Wait, what's his reach? Oh, so the claw. He's actually going to also go for Sylvie as well, who just hit him. It's going to be natty 1, 2, another claw on her. That is going to be. That is going to hit. So that's going to deal.
On me?
Yeah. 12 points of slashing damage. One of the claws hits you.
And I'm going to use my Misty Escape
Okay.
to go back the other direction. So, like, Richie, could you move
What?
me? So, the chain that Vandris is next to, think of the chain, that one. I want to go towards that using my Misty Escape. And you said it was 13 damage?
I think so, yeah. You disappear into a puff of pink glittery sand.
How far can it
and
go?
Float
60 feet.
Float 60 feet away. And then the claw is going to miss Annulin but hit Ganji. Dealing whoops,
So you can get like literally to the edge of the room.
10 points of slashing damage
Yeah, that's fine.
on you, Ganji. And then it's going to go for a bite attack against you, Ganji. And it's going to miss. You manage to bash off its head with your shield.
Oh, nice. So it's dead now.
Yeah, that's just how it works.
Bash off.
Rodex, you're up.
Alright. This one's dead, right?
Yes. You know it's a vulture.
I'm going to come in here and try to fill the gap. And I am going to... How wounded is this number 1 looking?
Number 1, the alpha is looking decent. Oh wait, hold on. Not that wounded, I guess.
Am I in melee range of him? If he takes up all these squares, can I hit him from here?
Yeah, I'd say you could. Yeah, that's fine.
Then...
Barely.
No, I'm gonna take number 1. Sorry.
Okay.
Or the small guy, and I'm gonna make it a power attack. I'm gonna use precision die. 14 to hit.
14 to hit. Okay. That is going. The smaller guy.
The smaller
Does
guy.
hit the smaller guy. Yep.
Max damage at least 17.
17 points of damage. And previously unhit, you slice into his arm. It's looking very angry.
I hit him for a 20 and
Okay.
did 10 damage.
Okay. Your axe is just bloody with Gorhalen blood as you're just on the warpath here. Vandus, you're up.
Okay, like the swift death that I am, I run behind number 1 and I stab in the back of the head.
Okay.
I was really hoping that would be like the swift death that I am. I run out of the room.
Never scared. I rolled a 19.
19, that hits.
Holy smokes, I get to attack this game.
Yay!
I got a measly 22 points of damage.
22 points of damage to number 1. Okay. Your rapier
Garbage, I say.
stabs into the back. You feel it maybe miss its spine a little bit, but it tears deep, deep in. As blood is pouring out as well you withdraw your rapier. And with that, they're just both going to 2 claws on Vanders, 2 claws on Rodek. No, wait. They natural 20 each of you.
What?
Uncanny dodge! Ha!
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, he's a little guy, right?
Yeah. It's just a wee little gorilla. Growling.
8 plus
Those gorillas on the
12 points of damage to Rodek. And
This is like a physical hit, right?
yeah, slacking. And then 10 points to Vandris. And the other 2 miss, and then it's going to make a bite on Rodek. And that is going to hit. 7 points of piercing damage as its fangs sink into you. And that's their turn, I believe, right? Because the other one's dead.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And they seem to be just filled with this just animal bloodlust. Anyway, you're up.
Alright, and I am going to make an air attack on Alpha number 1.
Okay. Disadvantaged.
That is 22 disadvantaged.
Hits.
Damage.
Okay. On big guy Joe. And despite this growling being in your face, you sink in another arrow into his chest, and all of its wounds are starting to rack up. It's looking wounded now, pretty bloody.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot another arrow.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a 12.
A 12 to hit, that misses. He knocks your bow kind of off to the side. And and it's Riley's turn again. He's like, okay, I'm gonna charge to keep this other one here, and then he's going to fire. And it's going to clang off the stone of the pillar in the center of the room. And well, at least I'll kill the other one. And then Angie, it's your turn.
I am actually. So number 1, does he look weak at all?
Number 1.
Little guy.
He looks very weak. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna sacred.
No, weak. No.
I'm gonna try sacred flaming it.
Okay. Dex saving throw.
Yeah.
Fails.
9 radiant.
9 radiant. As the pillar of platinum fire singes a lot of fur and flesh, he lets out this loud roar as he's shriveling up, looking very weak. Okay. Sylvia, you're up.
I am going to hurl my glitter lances at the alpha again.
Okay.
My lowest one would be
Who's it?
a 25.
29. Yeah.
9, so 17. 26 damages.
26 damage to big guy Joe. As it's focused on Ganji and Annulin, just howling madly, it is caught in the back as it lets out another roar as both arcs, and you can see just bits of glitter infused flesh, just patches all over where your glitter lances have just hit it this entire fight. It's looking pretty bloody. Now it's his turn. He is very angry, and I'm going to roll for this. And he's not going to try. Hey!
Thanks, Aluminum Monster.
Thanks, Aluminum Monster. Aluminamon.
Figured it out.
With that,
You're the best.
the
Now show
Goralin
us your hooters.
is going to make claw attacks on all 3 of you.
The big one?
Yeah. Whoops. Doesn't count. We're going to say 2 on Ganji. And one's going to critically fail, but the other one is going to hit. That is going to be dealing 10 points of slashing damage. And then 1 claw on Annulin. That's also going to hit. Dealing 6 points of slashing damage. And then Rodek, It's going to miss, and it's going to go right for a bite attack on Rodek. And 16?
Nope.
And you managed to dodge out
I'm
of the
gonna
way.
use my reaction to attack him.
Okay.
13.
13 misses. Because the big guy.
Yeah.
And you managed to dodge out of the way with your swing. With that, it is... Yeah, Rodek's turn.
How's he looking?
Both the smaller one is very wounded. He's bloody.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the smaller one.
Okay.
21.
Okay.
15 damage.
To the big guy?
Good, no, small guy.
Oh, small guy. As it's leaning in for another bite attack on you, you swing your axe up, get it in the jugular, and blood splurts all over you as it lets this horrific death throw as it collapses to the ground.
That one's a crocodile. And then I'm going to make 2 attacks on the lovely big gentleman. 13. No, it was a 16 and
Hits.
20, whatever.
Hits.
Not bad. 17, 27 damage.
After killing the Growlin, you just finish the momentum and 1-2 on either side, cleaving deep into both of its arms. It kind of drops a little bit as its tendons are showing and spurting blood out. It is looking very wounded but very angry. Avantris, your turn.
I would like to stab the remaining monster in the back of the head.
Okay.
$26, 24,
Hits.
24.
Hits.
Oh, baby, that's a good one. 29 points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
Oh.
Violently.
You want to rip off his arms and give him to Sylvie.
I don't have that kind of strength.
So, as Rodek disarms the gorilla, no pun intended, as its huge muscles are cleaved into its arms, kind of drop, so it's completely defenseless. As Avantris sneaks and sprints, leaping up onto its back, and in the air aims right at the back of its head, and with a loud crack and splurting of blood, Venom's spine sinks deep into the skull, piercing all the way through, comes out one of the eyeballs. One of the eyeballs kind of comes with the blade and rips out on the tip of it, and you pull it out, the eyeball flies off and blood splurts everywhere, and it collapses with a horrific blood-curdling death throw.
And I shout, "Good game, easy."
And
do they get really mad, even dead, or are they like raging inside?
And it
GG.
falls to the ground. You
And
have
then I teabag the monster.
That's super gross. And then you get while you're doing that, you get super gonorrhea from it.
gorilla gonorrhea.
You're gonna get us
Gorilla.
Sorry, Smash. They're bananas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that sucked again.
So I have this idea.
Which one is it?
I was thinking, do you think maybe we should cut its head off and keep it?
How big is his head?
Its head is pretty huge.
I'm sorry, what are we gonna do with its head?
I don't think.
I was thinking, like, I don't know, maybe we could do something to cause, this is like one of my favorite words, a ruckus. You know,
It's a
like,
good word.
yeah, that's what I
It's a
thought.
good word.
Like, I don't know, we could do something with its head and like, you know, ooh, another one of the Vic the Vicious messages, and I don't know, try and get more of their attention down in the village. But it might be difficult, but I don't know, we could let it rot in the bag of holding for a while in case we need it.
Guys,
We had a
we
chip
are,
in a shade and we can launch it down into the city.
Ooh,
we
that
are
would be
setting
amazing.
a dangerous precedent of dismembering everything that we kill.
Well, but this is a Growlin.
Yeah,
just wear the alligator skin. I mean, we let Avantris hear about alligator skins and their usefulness in
For boots?
most things. Huh?
Alligator skin makes very good boots. Luckily, you're a crocodile.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
but there
yes.
are alligators elsewhere where she's from.
Make a
I
deception
believe.
check.
Yeah, because I'm from a swamp. We don't have crocodiles there.
No, that was close.
Charisma's not great. It's a wee. What is it?
13.
I've never done deception before.
This is plus
13.
You just, I guess that makes sense.
This is. Why don't we discuss this? Ratley, does King Krem. Are these growlings like pets?
Yes, no, he loves pets, yes indeed.
Does he care for them? Like, would he get enraged, or would he be off his game if we threw the head of his prize gorilla on the loose at his feet?
I guess, I don't know. I mean, King Krem sounds like he's pretty cuckoo right now, but that might do his trick, I don't know.
Because that's
Why
what
don't
we
we
We're
do?
definitely gonna do it regardless.
Yeah. I mean, I want to put it in the back hole.
It's gonna bleed all over our stuff.
Well, it still smells better than you do.
You could press the digitated to clean it up and clean
No,
all
I
the
want
blood
it
out of
bloody and gross.
Ooh,
Alright,
true.
just do. Go on.
Well, you can soil it afterwards with another one, right? Because it can clean your soil, right?
Well, we could spear it. It's already got a hole in its head. Couldn't we just spear the broom through the front of it and I'll just carry it around with the broom?
Right? You can do that.
The broom can fly next to me and its head can be speared on the front of it.
This sounds like the best plan anyone has ever had ever.
Yeah, well, its eye's already gone.
True. Just poke it right
I
through
mean,
that hole.
Xanthus already made the hole for
He
me.
made a pilot hole.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
It's like sewing,
I'm
but with,
nifty like that.
but with the broom and the sword.
Alright, bring it along.
Well, we have to cut it off first.
You're the one with the axe. If you're going to do this,
I
then
actually-
do
You
it.
have to do the big
style.
one though, because I don't think he cares about the little
Yeah, I do the
ones.
big one, and I cut its head off.
You go to the larger
Begrudgingly.
Growlin Alpha, you hack its head off, it rolls onto the ground, just spewing blood everywhere, and just for a second, the blood slit collar is even a deeper shade of red, and it just slides off, and makes a loud clatter on the ground.
Don't forget that.
I'm gonna stomp off towards the door and start inspecting it.
Same though.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna prestidigitation the collar clean,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna pick it up and put it in my pack.
Okay, so the huge collar is massive Growlin size, probably about yay big with a huge chain coming down. So
Can I take the chain off of it and just take the leather part?
it was a big
It's all
metal
metal.
collar.
Oh, never mind. I don't want it.
It's a big metal collar, but
I only know it's the big one. Well, give it here.
after you prestidigitation, it's like about yay big if the bag of holding can fit something like this. You notice that it's all kind of this thick gray iron, except it was completely covered in gore before. You see a gleaming golden plate on the collar that has a large, in common, a little letter R.
Only 2 more letters.
That's amazing.
Does this look like the other one?
His name
Yeah.
was Rarlisle.
Can I pull it off?
Yeah, it would probably be. Yeah, you could probably just take your time and then kind of.
Okay, so it looks like it was attached on.
Yeah.
Well, I want to put both the collar. I'm trying to fit the collar in the bag of holding.
How big is a bag of holding? Like.
It's like I think it can open pretty wide.
I
We got
think,
the
yeah, you
dragon
could probably
egg in
fit
there.
it in there. With a little bit, finessing, you could probably shove it in
We
there.
put a dragon egg in there.
So now we have 2 of these. There's an E and a what?
And
And an R.
An
Even
R.
an R.
Whee!
What does it mean? I try to like
I
put them
just
together.
told you what it meant.
Does anything happen? I try to put the plates
No,
together.
you put nothing happens.
R, even with the R and the E.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we need more letters. Maybe there are 2 more letters. Maybe one of them is a K and one of them is an M.
That's ridiculous. You're speaking madness. Let's go.
Whatever. Anyway, I need somebody's help to put this head on my broom.
Yeah, alright. Ganji will give me a hand.
He's over in
Oh, he's over there.
second
Never
door.
mind.
No. I like Well, normally I wouldn't, but in my people there is a long and honored tradition of cutting off the heads of enemy dragons and putting them on spikes or chaining them up and displaying them prominently in our capital cities.
So you can relate. So why don't we do this for Sylvie?
That said, this
That's
is
the
still...
most un-Ganji thing you've ever said, Ganji.
Hey, you don't know what Dragonborn culture is like.
You're very right, I know.
Also, that
I
was...
would like to appropriate that, though.
Annulin, you're at the
I'm
door.
just muttering to myself.
Make an investigation check at the door.
Experience. I got a 6.
6. It looks like a similar stone door to what you've seen previously. Except there's a difference that'll be pretty obvious. That there's a large, just keyhole that it seems to be much larger than the others that you've experienced.
Can I peer through the keyhole?
You peer through, make a perception check.
17.
You look in and it seems to be just kind of stone. You can't really see the other side.
So can I tell if the door is locked?
With your investigation check, or yeah, you'd probably be able to tell that you're like trying to push it and open it. You don't need an investigation check for that. It's pretty obvious that it's not budging.
Avantris, why don't you come over here and take a look at this?
All right, I suppose so. And I follow over.
Okay, make an investigation check.
What am I looking at here, Annulin?
Well, it appears to be a door with a keyhole. That's as far as I got.
Sounds like
I
you've
got a
had this
14.
conversation before.
A 14. You take a look at the keyhole. This seems to be very different from the others that you had picked previously. It looks like it would be very, 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 very difficult to pick, if pickable at all.
Well, this is potentially unpickable, but I'm not known for not trying, so I'm willing to give it a shot if everybody's got some time to kill. It might take a while.
Worst case scenario, Rhoda can just smash it. Maybe.
Am I there?
I'm sure he'd like to try. And
I could try if I'm there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, I'm there now.
Well, I'm worried if he, I mean, what's the worst that happens? He damages it and then we live here forever now.
I want to inspect the rest of the room and see if there's anything like hidden in their
Make an
beds
investigation
or
check.
anything like that. It was a 9. Put it back on my 9.
Bradley decides to go help you get advantage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, help!
I'm gonna keep my 9. And so that would be a 14.
Oh, 14. Okay. So you start kind of rooting around. You're kind of throwing around the manacles and chains that are fastened to the ground. Some have been torn out. You kind of find bits and pieces of crooks here and there. And you see the one that the Alpha Goralin was most recently eating. And you find his lower half of his body seems to have been not quite eaten yet. And you find basically a pair of legs and a tail in some ratty leather pants. And in a pocket, you find a very large iron key.
Oh, great! I'm gonna put it in my pouch, and then I'm gonna start looking for a clay pot and something sticky that would remain sticky for quite a while.
You find gorilla shit.
And that would be sticky for quite a while?
What depends on what you want to use it for. Make a nature check.
Well, I got a natural 1, so I believe it would
It would
remain
be very
sticky.
sticky.
I'm going to put some shit in my pouch as well.
Okay, there's some shit.
But no luck on
There's
like a
no
clay pot?
clay pot.
Okay.
Anything that would be clay would be completely shattered.
Okay.
That's really
This
the
is
only...
quite the development.
It never ends.
Okay. That's what I do.
Okay.
Did you try to pick the lock or?
Oh.
Oh, we were discussing. I don't think it's wise that we start hacking at locks before we know where we have to go. We have one way forward.
I agree.
Damage this permanently. I don't think I can damage it by trying to pick it.
Go for it.
I think it's worth a shot that I at least try to pick it first.
Go on.
Is it too late to change my mind?
No.
I rolled a 10.
You You attempt to pick the lock, and it's just giving you way more trouble. You cannot figure out this contraption.
I'm not gonna say that I can't do it. I'm gonna say that I won't, and I walk away.
That means he can't do it, by the way. Oh, fuck, that's what it means.
So, I guess we need to find the key. Has anyone found the key?
So I am currently running in circles with the broom flying next to me, the head attached to it, and just skipping.
Riley, who is helping you investigate, said, I think Sylvie has the key.
Sylvie, do you have a key?
What key? I have a bunch of ape shit.
Do you have a big key?
Well, that depends on what you mean by a key.
It'll be large and metal, probably. With a turning handle and a tooth.
No, it doesn't have any teeth on it. So nope, can't be the same one. Sorry.
Maybe not a
Is there any
tooth.
reason you don't want to share the key with us?
Well, because I found it, and I put it in my bag, and then I put shit on top of it, and I'll have to put my hand in shit to get the key out.
You can always clean the key and keep it when we're
But I
done.
need the shit to make what I want to make. I don't
Can't you
know.
keep them separate?
Oh,
You can
I have
clean
an
them.
idea. I'm gonna use Mage Hand to get the key out. So I'm gonna open my pouch, use Mage Hand to get the shitty key out of my bag, and I'm gonna prestidigitation the key.
You said the mage hand, and despite being basically just pure energy, there seems to be a bit of hesitation in it to enter this back. It slowly enters and then emerges this glowy purple hand covered in ape shit, holding an ape shit covered iron key.
I turn to the rest of the group and I say, I know we've been together for the better part of a year, but I'm somehow still surprised by these things.
And Sylvie presses invitation, suddenly the ape shit is gone, and there's a mage hand with a big iron key.
And so I'll take it, and I'll be like,
Well, so what do we do with it now?
Unlock the door.
Oh, that's what this is for.
Aye, it is.
Wow.
Do the
I thought it
honors.
was something else. Yeah.
and I throw it at Vandris.
Can you pick the lock with this key?
Believe it or not, I believe that I can.
Great. Yes. Problem solver of the year.
I'd like to check for traps.
Okay. Investigation. 19. You get the sense that this is a similar door to all the others that you had seen, and it's probably you're seeing the same patterns of the cold blood or the warm blood detection traps.
All right. Before I use this key, Ratley, you're up. You gotta do your thing again.
Oh, jeez!
Ratley.
Ah!
And I look at him and well, hold on, I wanted to give him inspiration.
He's trying, he's failing. Oh, jeez!
Ratley. I feel really disheartened right now, but I've got shit in my pack and I want to move on. It'd be really nice to sleep. So can you do the thing on the door so I can... I'm sorry, Lumi, it's not a key. Can you do the thing on the door so I can sleep? I've got shit in my pack.
Okay, I feel very inspired now.
Inspiration.
Oh my god, mate. That's a D6.
Yeah. Even that was not enough.
That song wasn't good enough. He's failing.
I give him guidance too.
What is guidance?
I guess we live here
D4.
now.
D4. Okay. Okay,
Keep
let me.
fucking
You've
going.
done this like 8 times already. I get very nervous when I'm in the spotlight.
He's pissed his pants 4 of the time.
I'm gonna watch him very carefully when he finally does it right to write down notes.
He's getting visibly frustrated and nervous. He's just like,
Wait, can I remember what I showed him what it was one time. Can I try to remember?
Yeah, make an intelligence check.
Okay, I'm gonna give myself guidance because enough of this.
I just want to walk up to him and start screaming in his ear.
Hey, I got a 10. Is that enough?
I'm the one who told him what it was in the first place.
Okay.
It's not Orpheus.
Make an intelligence check with advantage.
Good thing it's advantage. Well, not that good though.
No, not even 14. That would be a nice hot 12.
You can attempt to remember to explain how it worked.
Well, so first then you did the thing where you did that interpretive dance move where you put your leg up over your back and then around under your leg and then you fondled yourself awkwardly for a second. And then you went, whoa! Do you remember?
Okay, I think I tried that. Avantris, were you? Let me.
I wasn't actually gonna.
Okay,
I don't think it'll work.
I'm gonna try it. He does exactly what you say. He's fondling himself. Why is it not working?
Oh god. So,
Can I try to remember it?
is
I
it,
guess we just sit here until you remember it. Huh?
is it doing
Can we
this?
just keep trying?
Is
Like,
this doing this thing because he has cold blood? Or is it doing this thing because of what he looks like?
cold blood specifically, I believe. That was our guess anyway.
I want to try to see if I remember it at all.
Make an intelligence check.
Oh, he did really good. on it.
16.
Good.
16. Okay, you kind of get the gist.
Yeah, for the 9th time, it was kind of like this, and then you did one of these, and then somebody held you up. Just try that.
Oh, I think I'll remember that. Let's see if it works. Oh, when the dwarf says it, I think finally clicks, and he just does the whole pattern.
Now don't forget it. Remember it. Put
I wanna-
it into your brain.
I'm gonna literally write down exactly what I just told him in a notebook. somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay.
I drew sketches of like a diagram of,
Okay.
of what it is.
Both
Beautiful
of you
detailed picture.
sketch it out.
I draw it on my stomach with some gorilla and shit. I'm just kidding.
Sylvia's is coloring. He X's and O's like John Madden style.
Play of the game.
And so you hear, and then you hear the kind of similar sound of the disarming.
Use the key on the lock and open it up.
Okay, you use the and the door slides open. You see a spiral stone staircase, and as soon as it opens, maybe halfway, you hear a loud grumbling voice shouting, "These are moldy, give me new ones!" And that is where we'll end the session.
What did he say?
These are molding. Give me new ones.
Oh.
Can we actually hear it above?
You can hear up above.
He's
It
talking about his
sounds
testicles.
like the voice of King Crab is directly above you. And that's where we'll end the session.
Dun dun dun.
Old King Moldy Balls.
Old King
Housekeeping.
Volleyball.
Housekeeping.
You know, so the good thing is I didn't find a single penis anywhere in this map.
Thank you.
So I would
all
say-
the males look like penises.
Yeah, maybe not on the map, but
Also wrote
I
a
bet there's
Mitch
something we can
Manaman
work
on
with
Facebook
here.
said that dude's Iron Maiden shirt is kick ass. Up the irons?
Yeah, up the
I see it.
irons. Up the irons, Facebook. If you're on Facebook, come hang out with us
We
on Twitch.
even went up the
We
irons.
don't- Oh, you went up the
We did.
irons.
We did.
So housekeeping, dice bag giveaway, custom, fully custom. It's all once we hit 200 subscribers or followers rather,
Followers.
not subscribers, 200
That'll
followers.
be a lot.
It'll be a whole lot. We'll be giving away a custom dice bag. You'll work with Sylvie or Nikki, who will make it, and you can choose your exterior, interior, the patch. We have a lot of fun stuff. What are the other housekeepings?
If you're definitely on Facebook, come check us out
Yes.
on Twitch. We're really active over here, and we talk to everybody on chat. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, 'cause we can have chat up on the screen.
Yes.
But we can't have Facebook chat up on the screen.
Correct.
And if you want to chat with us on Discord,
Yes.
join our Discord. It's been in Twitch chat, and it's below our channel. So right below the screen, if you go to our info pane, a link to our Discord will be there.
It definitely takes 2 minutes to just make a Twitch account. It's worth it.
Yeah, it's totes worth it. Totes me.
And follow us on
Hashtag
Twitter.
worth.
Follow us on Twitter, and we're going to raid somebody, right?
Yeah, we're gonna pick somebody to raid here.
Also, if you enjoyed our shenanigans tonight, I DM a
Oh, yeah.
campaign, all set in the Feywild, and that is going to be Monday at 7.
Ooh,
So
that's right.
Mikey over here plays
7:30.
Goblin. Or
7:30,
7.
Yeah.
Between
7:30.
7:30-ish, somewhere in that time frame. Mikey plays a Goblin. Our dwarf plays a Gator Man, and I DM, and we have a couple of other people, and it's fun. So come hang out, cause yeah, just do it. Just do it.
With that, I think those are all the housekeeping. We're going to raid. So please spread the love of the Avantris fam.
Show your
We
Hooters
love all of
if
you
you've
guys.
got
Show your
them.
Hooters. If you've got Hooters,
When we raid,
show 'em.
show.
and if you
show
don't
them
got
your
Hooters, smash that subscribe button. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe.
I smashed it. Got Hooters.
You smashed it, and you did get Hooters. That's how it works. Anyway, we're counting down here. We're gonna be rating
rating
what?
Laugh, Love, Lindy.
Laugh, Love, Lindy. Soon enough.
Oh, that's exciting.
Not 7. Not 7.
Wait,
Seven.
does our stream like automatically end if we do that?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
goodbye, guys. We love you.
Goodbye, we love you. Bye.
Bye.